Radio Merseyside.
What a fabulous contest we've got coming up at St James's Park. Newcastle versus Liverpool, and your commentary team, former Premier League striker Craig Hignett and BBC Radio Merseyside's Derek Jones.
Thanks, Mike. Terrific atmosphere here at St James's Park, as there always is, and well, we love Anfield, don't you, Craig? But I mean, this is a smashing place to watch football as well.
Yeah, I mean, you do it right here. The Geordies, we all know how passionate they are. It's very, very similar, actually. Scousers and Geordies are quite similar, but the amount of flags that are waving now around the ground, it makes it special, doesn't it? Really good atmosphere. Looking forward to it.
The Liverpool fans away towards our left-hand side there in the very, very top tier of a really magnificent stand. The Black and White Army, the Gallowgate end, is away to our right-hand side here. What a noise they make as well. So terrific atmosphere, terrific game in prospect here. I was just looking at some of the stats before this one, Craig. They've not lost at home in the league after going ahead under Eddie Howe. So that's one to look out for this afternoon, perhaps. But are looking to win two of their opening three league games for the first time since 2011-2012, when the manager here was Alan Pardew, of course. As for Liverpool, well, Jurgen Klopp lost his first match against Newcastle United, unbeaten in the subsequent 13. And as far as the players are concerned, well, Luis Diaz, he could become only the fourth player to score in the opening three Premier League matches for Liverpool, until he gets on the score sheet today. And Mo Salah, of course, we were talking about before the start as well. And we always talk about, I mean, he's certainly one of Liverpool's best ever players, there's no doubt about that. Current stats, he's scored or assisted for Liverpool in his last 8 league matches. So even when he's not scoring, he makes a huge contribution to the game, and that's why I'm sure Jurgen Klopp wouldn't want him to go.
Oh, listen, if you lost Mo Salah, it would be devastating for the club. You can't replace someone who does what he does, let alone scoring 30 goals a season. But you just mentioned it there, the goals that he makes and assists, and he's just been an incredible footballer since day one at Liverpool.
And you were mentioning before about, you know, is it going to be who makes the least mistakes defensively this afternoon? You know, is that going to be the key to this game? Because if you look at the two setups and the way the sides play, I mean, there's a real balance between the two. But defensively, you look at both sides and you just have a little wonder, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, also after watching Liverpool last week in the start of the game against Bournemouth, they were really lax, really sloppy with the ball, very slow moving it, and they took a while to wake up. If they start like that, Newcastle could be out of sight. But saying that, you know, they did click into gear in spells and that, and looked really good going forward, looked like they could create a lot of chances. And I'm sure if they'd have kept 11 men on the pitch, they'd have went on to win the game 4 or 5-1.
You mentioned how impressed with Endo he were, so I mean, yeah. I have a feeling he might just be a key player. I know he's only just joined the club, but he gives that space ahead of him. McAllister can play a bit further forward today, but Endo perhaps can fill some of those little spaces that have been there at the end of last season and through to this season as well.
He's a proper ball winner, that's what he is, Derek, and he spots spaces, he fills holes, he gets tackles in, he reads the play really well. And not only that, but it'll let McAllister go a little bit further forward, where I think he's a little bit more dangerous, a bit more creative.
The England manager Gareth Southgate is here this afternoon as well, so plenty for him to look at. And you know it's going to be noisy. You know the Newcastle fans are going to be right up for this one from the start. Liverpool have won here for the last 2 seasons, of course, and they will want to put one over. And having qualified for the Champions League, and Liverpool, of course, didn't. It's the Europa League for them this season. They'll, are they going to win as slight favourites this afternoon, Newcastle United, in your book, Craig?
Not in my book, but you could see in someone's book they might. They are two very, very well-matched sides.
We're underway. First challenge there by Endo on halfway, and then the ball's played through, and a chance now for Szoboszlai to get on the end of it. Inside the penalty area, heads towards the dead ball line. He's won a corner.
Well, that's what he does, Derek. He makes some really good runs forward. He was found there by Trent with a really nice ball. Got himself into the penalty area. I did wonder whether the tackle was going to come in. Could have been a penalty, but it didn't. The defender stood up, and Szoboszlai wins a corner.
Right hand side. Trent will come across to take it. He's got McAllister. He's just going to short throw him edge of the penalty area. It's going to be Trent who will send this one in front of the Gallowgate end there. Curled in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Header comes goals as well, as the Pope came for it and didn't really get too near it either. And up there were Matip and Van Dijk, and the ball looped in the end wide for a goal kick, but he came and he didn't get anywhere near it. Nick Pope in the end.
Nowhere near it. It was right on that 6-yard line. It was at the far post. You had Matip and Van Dijk, like you said, all challenging for it. Pope came out with a fist and got nowhere near it. I think it hit Matip in the end and went behind for a goal kick. Encouraging sign for Liverpool.
Salah just in the central position there as this kick's being taken, but I expect Cody Gakpo to be the player through the middle this afternoon. Nunez on the bench. Endo gets his head to the ball there, and the ball is headed away by Shah. Two really solid central defenders they've got in Botman and Shah, and they're behind, I think, a lot of the success that Newcastle United had last season. But Liverpool on the front foot early on and have the possession again inside the Newcastle United half. Alexander-Arnold back as far as Joel Matip. We know his qualities, but again, injuries sort of blighted his Liverpool career on occasions as well. But he's a quality defender when he's on the top of the game, Joel Matip, no doubt about that. He's the replacement for Konate today. Joe Gomez is on the bench, who's more and more being seen perhaps as a right-back replacement rather than a central defensive replacement. Van Dijk wins that on the halfway, heads the ball forward, and Gakpo was coming back from offside, but it's given away now. Luis Diaz in towards Salah, foot in there, but again, really powerful covering there by Gakpo, and Newcastle haven't gone out at the moment. And again, Van Dijk, as Craig was saying, they made an awful start to the game against Bournemouth last week, but fortunately Craig did not repeat it this afternoon.
No, I mean, they've started really well, Liverpool. They're right on the front foot, they're pressing Newcastle all over the pitch. Newcastle at the moment can't play out, can't find a forward pass. Every time it does get cleared, it's just coming back. Good pressure, great start from Liverpool.
Van Dijk back as far as Alisson outside his penalty area. And now the Joel Matip, who crosses halfway, then in towards Gakpo. He thought he was caught just after the ball had gone there by Shah, and referee John Brooks agrees, and that's going to be a free kick.
It was a free
Liverpool's
kick. I
way.
don't know what Shah was moaning at. Gakpo was well there, got his body in the way as well, played a little ball around the corner, and Shah just came right through the back of him. He's lucky that the referee's only just given him a talking to.
He'll play the ball back towards the halfway line. Van Dijk now with Andy Robertson. Back as far as Van Dijk again, that'll go back as far as...
Well, they're very narrow, aren't they, Newcastle? You can see the way they're defending. When Trent's gone in there to play midfield, Anthony Gordon's been asked to go right in with him. And it's Joel Matip who's the one who's in all the space, receiving it on the right-hand side.
Ball forward and
almost playing as a right back, isn't he, Matip, when Liverpool have got the ball.
Yeah, his ball forward there, I think, thought he was offside when the ball was played towards him. He'd made the earlier run, the ball didn't come quickly enough to him, really. A bit of fluidity about this Liverpool side. No Diogo Jota, he's the one that's missed out and gone onto the bench, and he can be a real nuisance, certainly when he's leading the line, but probably shows the strength in depth Liverpool do have in the forward positions at the moment. Nunez on the bench as well. Newcastle trying to play out from the back, and Andy Robertson just couldn't quite nick the ball away, and then Van Dijk is the covering player there. That's Isaac over there with him, but he's able to calmly play it back as far as Alisson again. Bit stop-start for Anthony Gordon since he made his move from Everton, certainly, but first choice today, Harvey Barnes, of course, looked like a pretty good summer signing by Eddie Howe. Certainly he's on the bench at the moment, but he's putting pressure on Gordon, I would think, Harvey Barnes.
Yeah, I mean, Gordon knows he's going to have to play well to stay in the side. Harvey Barnes already scored this season, hasn't he? Has Anthony Gordon.
Tip to Salah, takes a touch, then goes back as far as Matip again, this time midway inside the Liverpool half. Liverpool attacking the Callagate end this afternoon, and
that's a
Gordon there with a little push there on Alexander-Arnold, and
he's going to... I mean, the referee, absolutely hopeless.
The referee now is going to book
John Brooks.
Trent for that. There was certainly a nudge in the back, there's no doubt about that.
It was fouled. Trent was fouled, and then got frustrated. I think he kicked the ball away and then got booked for it, so a double whammy for Trent there.
I would say that John Brooks...
That's a foul as well.
I would say that John Brooks has set the bar quite low with that booking.
Yeah,
to be honest, we're only 5 minutes in. Liverpool take the free kick, and off they go now with Gakpo, Salah. Szoboszlai again makes a run forward. He's in the space for Salah at the moment, and Salah drives on inside the penalty area, trying to get himself away from big Dan Burn, but doesn't quite manage it. And now Gordon will bring the ball away, and Alexander-Arnold there with an obstruction. Well, that was more of a foul than the first one, Craig.
I don't think there was much there. Jurgen Klopp's going absolutely mad with them, saying sit down. They want Trent sending off. It's not sending off.
It's a free kick. I mean,
yeah, there was hardly anything in it. Trent's just trying to step across him with an arm out. Gordon's gone down.
Well, the referee made the problem for himself, didn't he, by booking him in the first place?
Yeah, massively. Created a massive problem for himself. But you can see what an effect it has on this crowd, can't you? Listen to them now, right behind their team. The team hasn't even started playing yet. They've been under severe pressure.
Trent will have to be a little bit careful this afternoon now, because it's good away on this near side. It's behind Joe Linton on this near side and goes out for a throw. Trent, not the most popular player inside. He changes
I don't think it'll affect him.
I don't think it'll bother him at all, Craig. Puts the ball high in there, it's going to land inside the centre circle. Endo is there and gets his head to it and towards...
There's a foul as well.
Diaz.
And Diaz by Trippier.
Robertson trying to get away from his marker but can't do. And, well, he wants every decision to go their way, these Newcastle fans, as you would expect. Liverpool just going to keep their cool in this situation. And the ball looking for Anthony Gordon there. Alexander-Arnold goes back with him. Alexander collects 5 yards from the dead ball line, left-hand side. Tries to go outside. Alexander-Arnold does really well there to get his body in the way.
He knew where he was going, didn't he?
Clears the ball away. Now can Gakpo get there first? It's headed away from him there by Botman. And now picked up by Liverpool again with McAllister to Salah, back as far as McAllister. That's neat. Now what can McAllister do now? Runs in towards the inside right channel and try to play it in there. He was looking for his options. Diaz wanted it a bit earlier, I think. It's gone behind for a corner.
Yeah, I mean, I think McAllister was good play between McAllister and Mo Salah down this right-hand side. And he was waiting for Diaz to make the run on that left-hand side. He was just going to switch it to him. But Diaz didn't make the run. And in the end, he tried to fire one low across the 18-yard box, and it just deflected off a Newcastle defender and behind for a corner.
So it's going to be a corner right-hand side again.
Good start to the game though, Derek.
It is.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Very lively.
It's
crowd involved
game,
already.
Yeah.
Proper game of football, as you say. So Andy Robertson's come over towards this near side to take this one. Left-footed. Curls it deep towards the far post again. Pope comes again. Again, isn't very convincing about it. Picked up by Salah on that far side. He's under pressure, but he's done well as Salah. Gets away from one challenge, and then the ball's cleared away, and the home crowd makes sure that they get a free kick away on that far side, close to the corner flag.
Yeah. No, it wasn't there either. It was 10 yards behind. It was right by the byline, wasn't it?
It's not there, no.
But again, they want everything, don't they? You can hear them every time there's half a foul. Everyone's up shouting, wanting the decision. That's something Liverpool will have to deal with and not let their heads go.
Sort of big game that Newcastle have to get used to now. I mean, it's one thing, qualifying for the Champions League, but now you're a target, and that's a bit different for Newcastle United.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be interesting to see actually when the Champions League does start, whether they do have a different form.
Pope with a free kick anyway, but that's two corners he hasn't been particularly convincing about as he's come for them. High ball forward, and no Liverpool player challenging for that one, so Botman can head the ball forward. Endo gets underneath the ball a little bit, but Liverpool
I thought he was nudged there as well when he was going for the ball. I thought there was a little nudge on him.
Newcastle just trying to get a bit of possession here and just sort of settle themselves into this game. We've had 10 minutes of the first half. Full exclusive local radio commentary here on BBC Radio Merseyside. Derek Jones and Craig Hill alongside me. Bring it all the action. The heavy rain that we had before kickoff has stopped. Fortunately, pitch in great condition. For Bosley there. Ball breaks away as far as Gakpo. Back to Bosley again. And, well, just a little bit on his heels there, Endo. Good tracking back on that.
Yeah, I'm not sure as a Bosley saw Almiron running backwards.
And Andy Robertson now will play that back as far as Allison. And gets the ball back on that far side. And just settling more into a little bit of a pattern now. Not the best by Andy Robertson, certainly. When Gakpo drops deep, Salah goes into that pretty central position, just looking for the ball forward. I think when
Newcastle have got the ball and Gakpo's needed in midfield, he just drops in there, and Salah, very clever, comes in off the line and sort of plays as a half centre forward.
There's space for Alexander-Arnold behind him as well, of course, to push into. Newcastle, good possession away. It's picked up there by Szoboszlai again. Now
he's all over the pitch, isn't he, at the minute, Szoboszlai? He's getting it over on that left-hand side there. We've seen him make a run down this inside right channel a couple of times.
He sort of ghosts around without actually really noticing where he is, does he? You know,
yeah, well, he's playing as the sitting midfielder now, if you have a look at them. There's two sitting ones, so Endo and Szoboszlai look like they're sitting with Gakpo a little bit further in front of them.
Ball inside the centre circle again. Still a bouncing ball, but still they're inside the centre circle, and then the challenge comes in from McAllister. It'll be a free kick Newcastle's way. But Liverpool are busy in midfield, certainly. Getting bodies around. Have to forget about the noise that the Newcastle fans are making. Reds fans on that top tier behind Alisson's goal at the moment, and they're making noise themselves, but it's a bit frenetic from Newcastle in these early stages. 12 minutes into it, still Newcastle 0, Liverpool 0. A free kick for Liverpool to defend. They're going to defend it right on the edge of their penalty area, leaving plenty of space for Alisson to come in behind. It's a very central position, this free kick, so difficult to get an angle on it.
No, I mean, they've got some big lads, haven't they? You can see Dan Burn, Joel Linton all standing up there.
So it's Kieran Trippier who's always got a great delivery on him, Trippier.
They've gone for Burn, haven't they, at the far
So
post.
it's headed away there by Gakpo, back helping the defence, and he was caught a knock there, but
Luis Diaz.
is it Diaz on that far side?
Almiron just caught him on the top of his foot as he went to clear that one.
It's a Liverpool throw deep inside their own half. Flag's quite limp now, but the rain fortunately has gone. Not too much blue sky around here, but certainly a lot of rain on this St James's Park pitch before the start of the game. Szoboszlai gets his foot to it, and then it comes forward as far as Diaz goes in with a strong challenge there, but it's back by Almiron and then led back towards Kieran Trippier. We'll just calm things down again. And Newcastle will try and build from the back with that man mounting Dan Burn. He's the most unlikely looking left back you'd find, Dan Burn, isn't he?
Absolutely. I mean, you can see the way they play. They almost play with three centre halves, don't they? He does play in a little bit, not a proper orthodox left back, but there is times when he does go out there.
All the way on that far side, deep inside their half, Liverpool pressing there through McAllister and then through Diaz, where they played themselves neatly out of trouble though, Newcastle. And now they'll try and get forward down that far side. Robertson being tested for pace. And Newcastle will come forward again. Now they're on the overlap, and then the cross will come in. Flicks off the head there of Virgil van Dijk. Gordon will retrieve it on this near side. That's the Newcastle left. Ball played in field, picked up now by Guimarães. Away on that far side, but a testing ball, certainly almost controlled, but you know what quality Bruno Guimarães has got, and that was a testing ball, but not quite kept in behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, I mean, Trippier had made a good run, didn't he, down that right-hand side, and Guimarães had found him just from quite deep, centrally. Played a decent ball, 40, 50-yard ball, but just ran out of space, Kieran Trippier, to bring it down.
Robertson. It was Diaz, and Trippier behind him just lays the ball off there. It's played in field, but Joel Linton does well there to come back and win the ball. There is quite a bit of space,
you know, Derek, in midfield. If Liverpool can get it in there early, there's a lot of space to get it and get turned and get at Newcastle.
Gordon. Sam Salah's the first player facing him. Szoboszlai had come across as well, but it's back as far as Guimarães as well, and away on that far side to played in field, and Guimarães trying to play the ball through two Liverpool players. It takes a little deflection into the penalty area. Gordon gets involved. Now it's played wide to this near side, and well, that's a little bit more time than he thought there to strike at Joe Linton, and it was straight at Alisson in the end.
Yeah, I mean, Newcastle got fortunate with a couple of ricochets that fell their way, and then when the ball found its way to Joe Linton, he was just inside the box on the left-hand side. Went with his right foot, first time shot. Like you said, he might have had time to take maybe a touch and measure his shot better, but it was straight at Alisson. Right in the middle of his body. It was a comfortable one for the keeper, no real power in it.
Yeah, he was trying to curl it far post, wasn't he? Didn't quite work out. And Newcastle getting a bit more possession now as Salah comes back to try to win the ball off Joe Linton. Doesn't. Gordon back to Burn now with Joe Linton again.
They're starting to feel their way into the game, aren't they, Newcastle? A bit more possession, a bit more settled.
Yeah. And Gordon into the penalty area, drives on, wants to get the shot away again. It took a deflection, but Alisson go down to his left-hand side and stop it going behind for the corner.
Yeah, and it was good play from Gordon coming in from the left-hand side, but when he got to the edge of the box, he was sort of crowded out. Matip got a decent touch on the ball, slowed it right down for Alisson just to make it easy for him.
Alexander-Arnold, cushioned header gets him away from Dan Burn. Now there's no red shirts ahead of him. He tries to play the ball inside, but too far ahead of everybody then. And now a chance for Guimaraes to break again for Newcastle. Good step in there by Matip, wins the ball back and just rolled it to Szoboszlai, away on that far side to Luis Diaz. Now a chance to run Trippier perhaps. Diaz cuts inside really well. Diaz inside the penalty area, drives on, does Luis Diaz, gets the shot in, saved by Pope, it's near post, but that was Luis Diaz at his best.
Brilliant, wasn't it? Electric he was. As soon as he got the ball, there was only one thing in his mind. It was get at Trippier. He got inside him, got into the box, went past another couple, got at an angle near enough the 6-yard box. A little toe poke, I think it was in the end. Nick Pope had to make the save. Push it behind for a corner. Brilliant play by Luis Diaz.
That's a warning for Newcastle, certainly. He's in great form. 2 goals in opening 2 games, Luis Diaz.
So good when he's got the ball at his feet and he's running at you. Very, very sharp.
Liverpool certainly missed him when he was out injured last season. No doubt about it. He's just that little bit different he is with his skill on the ball. As Robertson takes the corner now. This time it is headed away by Bird. And Robertson lets the ball go out on that far side for a Liverpool throw. Comes back as far as McAllister. Now with Trent Alexander-Arnold, but doesn't get his range that time, does Trent? And that's easy for Trippier just to chest the ball back to Nick Pope.
Yeah, it was an ambitious one, wasn't it, from Trent? Right on the halfway line. Tried to give a no-eyes pass. I think he was looking for Diaz.
17 minutes gone. Still no goals at St James's Park. Newcastle trying to play out from the back, and Salah almost nicked it there, but put him behind for a goal kick in the end. But Liverpool pressing high.
Yeah, Sven Botman was lucky there. Liverpool pressed them really well. Mo Salah it was who closed Botman down, tried to find Dan Burn, but Salah had cut it off and got a foot on the ball. Unfortunately, he went behind for a goal kick, but very close there. You can see where Mo's setting up. Well, you've got Gakpo and Mo Salah playing as a 2 when Newcastle are trying to play out, and then as soon as the goalkeeper kick the ball, then Mo will go back and play in his normal position on the right hand side.
Pope with a goal kick. The header on there as Trippier beats Diaz to it. And again, look forward. Isaac trying to get on the end of it, but can't do. Now with Salah inside the centre circle, he's crowded out in the end. Takes a second interception there by Shah to get the ball away from danger, and now Byrne will try and come forward down the left hand side. And if we're just holding off for a little bit, Isaac to Gordon, to Linton, puts it on him, and Salah keeps the ball in play, and Liverpool have it back now. Szoboszlai to Endo. Haven't seen too much of Wataru Endo thus far, but he plays it into the feet there of McAllister again. Again, he's under pressure as Alexis McAllister goes back as far as Alexander-Arnold, and then the ball out of play on this near side, and that was good pressing by Newcastle on that occasion.
Yeah, it was. Sonali with the pressure, wasn't it?
Linton gets away from Szoboszlai's challenge and then decides to check and come back towards the halfway line. Botman. Shah. Chip ball forward there, but that's ahead of everybody. And we were playing that high line, but there'll be a lot of rain on this pitch, and it certainly zips off it when it lands, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that one was always going to be out of play, wasn't it? The ball ran away from Kieran Trippier, nowhere near him, really.
Sonali's been an interesting signing for them, certainly. Well thought of alongside Guimaraes in that midfield, certainly is it's a useful partnership, I think, for them.
Yeah, I'd agree. They look strong in midfield, don't they? Newcastle.
Allison. Diaz there with Trippier. Thanks for Van Dijk now with Andy Robertson. Goes back as far as Allison. He's settled, put under the pressure, but he rolls it out to Matip on this near side, and Trent's made the forward run. Didn't come first off, and then it was a poor ball. He
should have went earlier, Matip. Trent had made a great run. Matip should have played earlier.
Little trip there by Gakpo. Free kick.
They're playing such a high line, Newcastle. Such a high line. If there's time and space for the back players, it's worth looking forward. Liverpool need to get some runners going forward as well, because the space is there.
Ball back with Shah again. 20 minutes gone in the first half. Full exclusive local radio commentary on BBC Radio Merseyside with me, Derek Jones. Craig Hill, as usual. Liverpool, a summariser alongside of me. Trent there was just wondering about the challenge and just making sure he knows he's on that yellow card from the 5th minute. So has to be a little bit careful. I think on another day he might have gone full pelt and tried to win it back, wouldn't he?
One of them, wasn't it, where I'm sure the yellow card's playing on his mind.
Byrne will take the throw. 10 yards inside the Liverpool half. Jurgen Klopp barking at his orders below us here. Endo. Alexander-Arnold again. Chip ball forward. That's over the head there of Botman, and Pope outside his penalty area has to deal with it. It's now for Liverpool throw.
I don't mind that. That's just what we're saying, you know, with the space in behind Newcastle. It's worth, because Mo's got the beat in the damn burn, and it's worth just dropping 1 or 2 in there. Nick Pope this time had a good starting position just outside his box, came and headed it out for a throw in. But it's not a bad tactic from Liverpool, because Newcastle are playing so high.
Liverpool have thrown the ball back towards the halfway through Matip and now Van Dijk and now Robertson. Endo. Deep inside his own half, looking for his options, but keeps it simple, goes back to his goalkeeper. Away on that far side is Andy Robertson. Diaz is close to him again, showing his tricky skills. This time couldn't keep the ball in play, but they doubled up on him pretty quickly then, didn't they?
Yeah, he was really tight, wasn't he, to the line as well. He had nowhere to go, really.
So Newcastle will try and build again. Well, at least the crowd noise isn't quite as loud as it was early on, is it?
Yeah.
Midway through the first half here. Newcastle United 0, Liverpool 0. Through their first away game, remember, at Chelsea, and then tough away game. And Spurs away coming up quite soon as well, Craig. So it's not the easiest start on their travels.
No, and Spurs are doing all right, aren't they? Under Ange Postecoglou.
Saying before the start, Liverpool just won 6 out of 20 on their travels last season, so they want to improve that this time round.
That's how to play.
Yeah, they've been very, very good over the years under Klopp, haven't they, away from home, but just lost their way a bit last season.
Yeah, I mean, that stat really surprised me when you said it, Derek. I didn't think it was only that many that they'd won.
They lost away to 4 of the top 6, because Liverpool themselves were in the top 6, but they lost, 4 out of 5. The only one they won, of course, was here against Newcastle, 2-0.
Like you mentioned, Nick Pope was sent off in that one as well, wasn't he?
Yeah. Byrne, just inside his own half. He's away on that far side, and Newcastle will try and build forward there, but they give it away to Szoboszlai, and now with Gakpo he can turn, and we know if he gets in stride, he can use very quick now. Salah one-on-one with Dan Burn, turns in field, curls the ball in, but just like Gillinton at the other end, I'm afraid, curls straight into the goalkeeper's arms. But again, you can see Burn not very happy when he put 1-1 against Salah, is he?
Yeah, Mo's running at him. You could see what he was going to do, because he does it so often, where he wants to get it on his left foot, cut inside and bend it into that top corner, but he just didn't set it out.
Now Trippier's got to fall down that right-hand side, driving forward inside the penalty area on that far touchdown. That cross comes in, headed away by Endo, still inside the box though. Now back with Virgil van Dijk, ball stuck under his feet just for a moment, but then played out to that far side where Robertson will come forward, and again he was closed down quickly. The options weren't really there for him, but again there's just that little bit of danger down that right hand side when they've managed to get an overlap going, when they've managed to get a bit of an overload down that right hand touchline.
Yeah, I mean they have once or twice, haven't they? Trippier does join in quite well. We haven't seen much of Tonali yet, have we? We've seen him in a defensive capacity, closing down, but we haven't really seen what he's all about going forward yet.
Okay, so just happy to stay with the possession for a minute there. Szoboszlai trying to steal it, got the deflection this time, and it broke for Van Dijk, then Salah, and then Alexander-Arnold's lost the ball. Now Gordon's through one-on-one with Alisson and scores. Disaster for Liverpool. Alexander-Arnold just lost the ball. Everybody was pushing out, and that meant that Gordon could just run through one-on-one through the legs of Alisson, and just what Liverpool didn't want here. 25 minutes gone. It's Newcastle 1, Liverpool 0.
No, well, all the good play we've seen in the game. The goal has come from a really bad mistake by Trent. He'll be gutted with that one. Ball just went under his foot. Gordon was onto it, and you ain't going to catch him once he was bearing down on goal, and then Alisson come out, spread himself, and the ball just went through his legs and in the net. Really poor goal from Liverpool's point of view. So they've got to get themselves going now again, Derek, and Trent's got to put that out of his mind. You know, he's had a tricky start to the game, he's been booked, he's made that mistake now. I'm sure the crowd won't stop giving him stick as well.
The first goal of the game to Newcastle.
He'll know about the mistake there. It just got stuck under his feet, dropped behind him, and Anthony Gordon took full advantage of it as he raced through and put Newcastle in front here. To say before the start of this one, they haven't lost a home game in the league after going ahead here under Eddie Howe. So always time to change a stat like that, isn't it, Craig?
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, they've got the quality to do it.
But disappointing to concede like that, definitely a mistake. I said before the start of the game, will it be mistakes that decide this one? Well, let's hope that's not the case from Trent there. Liverpool look pretty comfortable so far. And they certainly can threaten this Newcastle defence, there's no doubt about that. They need to pick themselves up now with Mo Salah. Salah, controlled by him, has been forced back by Joelinton. Inside the centre circle. Andy Robertson joins in. Diaz has already tested Nick Pope as McAllister tried to lay the ball off here, but a little bit of a spring in Newcastle's step as well. Gordon trying to play it towards Isak, and Van Dijk is there with him, and the referee has given a free kick. Van Dijk thought he took the ball. The referee doesn't agree.
Wow.
Van Dijk, well, the referee seemed to think
that's not a red.
That he was the wrong side of Virgil van Dijk there, and that's why he's shown Virgil van Dijk a straight red card.
I think if you look at it again, though, if you look at it again, Virgil van Dijk's got his leg around Isak and he's got the ball. Isak's gone over. It's a good tackle from Virgil van Dijk. It's a really poor decision, I think, from the referee again. We've seen it with McAllister last week, and I think he's made a massive mistake here. Unless VAR can look at it and overturn it, I'm not sure they can. It's I think that's a really poor one by the referee. Really poor.
Well, he was very quick to bring the red card out, and John Brooks, who put Trent Alexander-Arnold after just 5 minutes in this one, and now we're just waiting for VAR to have a look at this and decide. Van Dijk, Liverpool captain, still having a long conversation with the referee. And the free kick's been given, so it's definitely a free kick. Virgil van Dijk is still on the pitch at the moment and hasn't left.
I can't. They sent him off.
That's not been overturned, and that's put off the case in those circumstances.
Listen, VAR needs binning. We've seen already in the opening weeks of the season how many mistakes they've made. You've got the Manchester United one against Wolves. You've got the McAllister one last week. You've got this one this week. It's just absolutely disgusting what's going on.
It's a double whammy for Liverpool, certainly, isn't it? A goal behind through their own mistake, and then 2 minutes later the captain gets sent off.
They've got a mountain to climb now, haven't they? You need 11 men when this is happening. He's really, really unlucky, Virgil van Dijk there. I think it's a great tackle.
It's a very poor decision, I'm afraid, here in the commentary box. Virgil van Dijk can't understand it. Neither can Jurgen Klopp. Still hasn't left the...
Well, they're going mad, aren't they? Because Liverpool, the staff have obviously seen the incident again, and they're going to the fourth official. It is a joke. I can see that from here. I'm not even on the pitch. So how people can... I mean, the referee, give him the benefit of the doubt because it happens in real time, and he's seen what he's seen. But then for VAR to look at that and think it's still a sending off after it all, you know, people need to come out and talk, because no one knows what's going on with it. Decisions are getting worse and worse with VAR. So VAR was brought in. No, I mean, people are getting sent off for that.
Joe Gomez will join the action very, very shortly. They'll have to sacrifice somebody, won't they?
Yeah.
Gomez will go in as a central defender alongside Matip.
It's going to be a forward, isn't it? They're going to sacrifice. So
it's going to be a free kick as well. We know. Well, let's hope Liverpool don't get punished as well as that sending off from this free kick. Trippier is over the ball at the moment.
Well, he's good, isn't he, Trippier? We've seen him do these before. He scored 1 or 2.
So 2 league games in a row where Liverpool have had a player sent off. 1 overturned. Will they appeal that one from Van Dijk? We'll see in the week, perhaps. So Trippier's over the ball now. It's into the wall and away. Breaks again, then the shot comes in, and that's driven wide, promoting a deflection. Jurgen Klopp talking to the fourth official, Craig Pawson here. I'm not sure how you can be philosophical when you get a decision like that against you.
No. Well, it ruins it, doesn't it, for everyone? It's so bad.
Corner to Newcastle, left-hand side then.
I mean, you can't even say he's in on goal, can you? It's a genuine attempt to play the ball.
Corner, deep towards the far post. Byrne is all by himself, heads the ball, and Alisson claims on his goal line, and that's where Dan Byrne is very, very dangerous.
Yeah, well, he got free there, didn't he? Right at the back. At the back stick, he got free. A free header, and Alisson had read it really well.
Alisson trying to get Salah forward. Got a handball there against Mo Salah too. Joe Gomez still not on the pitch. Jurgen Klopp not happy at all.
No, he's not, is he?
So, two decisions certainly have gone Newcastle's way. The booking of Trent Alexander-Arnold I thought was harsh, but
yeah,
well, not a sending off in our book here, I'm afraid. But Liverpool are going to deal with it now as Gakpo is offside. Salah hasn't given it up. He's going to make sure Pope's under pressure and forces him to play the ball out. So well done, Mo Salah, there for chasing that ball forward.
Yeah, he chased it, didn't he? Lost causes.
And now they'll make the substitution.
The substitution for
It's going to be Luis Diaz who's going to come off.
Luis Diaz.
So Liverpool's attacking options depleted after that sending off, and Joe Gomez will go into central defence alongside Joel Matip.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I mean, Luis Diaz we've already seen what he's all about with that little run he had when he went past three of them. I think sometimes when you've got 10 men, you need someone that can do something a bit different.
I know Gakpo's been dropping into midfield, but might have been tempted to take Gakpo, I don't know. It's a difficult one in the circumstances, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, Endo can play centre-half. Yeah. And you've still got Szoboszlai and McAllister on the pitch. You can ask Gakpo to go and play midfield where he did last time. I just think to take...
Well, Liverpool just have to play the game like it is, I'm afraid.
Yeah, to take one of your players off who's got a little bit different.
Now Salah's going a bit deep for it. Twists and turns inside the centre circle. He's got McAllister to his left, who goes wide to Andy Robertson. Now with Endo, looks around him, check where everybody is, then goes wide to the left-hand side. Liverpool just keeping possession at the moment. Plenty of red shirts forward here. Trent's on this near side and still very, very narrow. There's a good layoff there by Salah and might break through again into the penalty area. Gakpo trying to turn, he's under a lot of pressure, goes wide to Andy Robertson again. Then the cross comes in and Szoboszlai was trying to get on the end of it, but Pope comes and claims it.
Yeah, I mean, with Shah and Botman and Dan Byrne, to try and pick Szoboszlai out in there would have been impossible. Liverpool's best bet is to try and get themselves to the byline and cut balls back, or along the floor at least. You can see what they're trying to do here. They've gone a 4, and then they're playing almost a 4-4-1. McAllister and Endo have gone in there as central midfield players. Szoboszlai has come out on this right-hand side.
Gordon, whose goal separates the two sides at the moment, having a run at Trent down this near touchline. Joe Linton misses his touch, but Byrne retrieves it for him. And everybody for Liverpool behind the ball inside their own half. Shah comes forward, playing wide on that far side by Guimaraes. Trippier joins in, plays it in towards the edge of the penalty area, appeals for handball there, and the ball's gone behind for a corner in the end. I mean, they've made the obvious substitution, bringing a central defender on, haven't they? I mean, they'll have to have a think about it, perhaps get to half-time, keep it 1-0, and then think about how they might get a goal back in this one.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's one of them, isn't it, where you stay in the game, you try and stay in the game for as long as you can. If you get something, it's a bonus, but then last 15 minutes, you have a little change-up and try and be a bit more positive so you can get something out of the game.
Good defensive header by Trent Alexander-Arnold. The shot comes in, and out does Alisson keep that one out. It's a brilliant save if he has.
What a save that is.
Well, the volley from the edge of the penalty area came in, and Alisson somehow, I think he turned it onto the post and it bounced down again. Amazing save by Alisson.
It's unbelievable. I think that's hit the bar and the post, and he still managed to keep it out. It was an incredible strike and an even better save.
And as you say, don't go 2-0 down.
Fantastic save.
Amazing save by Alisson. Corner though, right hand side, comes in again. It's headed away from danger. Breaks edge to the penalty area. Again the volley comes in, but that's going well wide.
Wow, what a save. He's kept his team in it there, Alisson. Important they don't get another one.
I'm not sure it was Almiron that got the shot away. It was a terrific volley, amazing save.
Lots of power in it, almost top corner. He had to go flying to his left. Allison and managed to get fingertips onto the bar.
Takes the goal kick now. And he's obviously sliding for the ball, can't get there. Ball out of play, it's going to be Newcastle throw. I wouldn't say Liverpool have to weather the storm here, but apart from that mistake by Alexander-Arnold, it's a little bit the storm that's been created by a referee.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to be a Liverpool throw. I think they've got things that can certainly damage Newcastle. There's no doubt about that. Szoboszlai there thought he got a little knock on the knee, but referee wasn't interested. Now he's on the feet again. Played away by Guimarães, away that far side. Trippier's got a lot of space to run forward now. No Diaz, of course, in front of him anymore, and he'll be happy about that. Cross took out everybody, including Allison, but it's picked up by Gordon. Attacks the red ball line, left-hand side. Puts it on his right foot, lays the ball back towards the edge of the penalty. Then Guimarães with the cross in, and Allison comes and punches the ball away from danger. Trippier will turn it back in towards the edge of the penalty again. Then the shot will come in. Got underneath it though, and it's gone behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, it was defended quite well by Liverpool. They got bodies in and around it, didn't it, when it fell to Almiron on the edge of the box. There was 3 or 4 all chasing out and getting there quick, put him off his shot. In the end, it was nowhere near the goal. They just need to take a little bit of time, Liverpool, now. Get themselves in half-time. Let Jurgen Klopp have a little chat with them. Maybe 1 or 2 little things, little tweaks to the system.
37
in the
minutes
game
gone,
out.
still goalless. Newcastle lead by 1-0, which it was goalless. Gakpo's first touch there was poor, took it away from him. 8 minutes to half-time. So much stoppage time we'll have at the end of this half as well. That's one of the interesting things this season, isn't it? As Matip will thought he might be able to steal it, but isn't. And then Isak on that far side, can't keep the ball in play. And presumably Trent will just have to stay a little bit deeper as well, will he? Or will Liverpool still use him?
I'm just looking, Ian, it wasn't something I thought about before, but Trent's obviously got... He got booked for kicking the ball away, Trent. There's a foul by Joel Linton on Gakpo. But they're using a multi-ball system. So it didn't affect anything at all.
No.
And that was the start of it all, really, where the referee's put himself under severe pressure now.
And Liverpool...
So we can't be wasting time, Trent, if they're using a multi-ball system.
And Liverpool free kick there. Gakpo, the player who has got to his feet in the end. Not had too many free kicks in their direction, Liverpool, in the first half. There's no doubt about that. Anyway, free kick. Gomez now the central defensive partner for Joel Matip. Salah, and it lay off there to the far side to Gakpo, but can't get away from everybody. In the Liverpool throw. But Newcastle won't change. They'll spill about space that you were talking about, Craig, behind them. Liverpool, perhaps, Salah or...
Well, it's going to be a little bit more difficult now because of there's a foul as well.
Endo flattened there by Guimarães. That's going to be a free kick. But everybody just kind of readjust their roles a little bit after that. McAllister a little bit deeper. Szoboszlai, I'm sure, will be encouraged to make those runs from midfield.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be difficult for him, isn't it, doing them from midfield if they've only got 10 men. He can do the odd 1 or 2, but if he does, they've got to make sure they put it in there, because that's where the space is for me. You can see it now. He's had a little look. He's gone again.
He's gone again, hasn't he? But it didn't come.
No.
He has to check again. Alexander-Arnold there. Gakpo, is he onside or offside? Or Gakpo's onside. Edge of the penalty area. Perhaps didn't make the best of it then. I think he thought he might have been offside and rather dallied a bit when he got on the ball. And now then there's the space, then there's a break now. Gordon crosses halfway. Players to his right-hand side. Almiron, edge of the penalty area. Trippier's on the overlap now. Robertson gets across there with him and does enough there to force him away towards the corner flag.
Yeah, he done well there, didn't he, Andy Robertson? He read the ball.
Stayed on his feet.
Yeah.
Really
he read it. He set off before the pass was even there.
And Mo Salah.
They're just struggling for an outlet now, aren't they? There's a foul as well by Joel Linton. Another one. And another one.
Szoboszlai.
He's done 4 here in the space of 2 seconds.
Gets away from one challenge, then comes back as far as Trent, just inside his own half. Now with Endo. Neat play by Liverpool. Now McAllister. Salah. Back with Endo again. Szoboszlai. Endo. McAllister. There's no Diaz to his left now. He was looking left thinking Diaz is there, but he wasn't. He's been taken off. Gomez on in place of him.
It's very narrow, isn't it? Very narrow. Everything's through the middle. That's where all the bodies are.
And that, as you say, Newcastle defend narrow anyway, so it makes it even more difficult. Matip. Joe Gomez.
I mean, they're keeping the ball well, Liverpool, aren't they? They're showing good patience.
Yeah, looking for the right pass. But, have to be careful if they lose possession, of course, when the spaces are there now with only 10 men. Endo. McAllister. Gomez. These are the sort of routines you do in training sometimes, isn't it? You know, when you've got one less player and see how you keep possession. Gomez. Twists and turns and towards Endo. Wanted to go forward, but no real options. Comes back to Matip again, now back as far as Alisson, who'll have to send it long, unfortunately. Szoboszlai will try and get underneath this one. And
oh, wow.
He's been penalised, and free kick goes Newcastle's way. Now Trippier can drive forward down the right-hand side. Gakpo going across to try and help out Andy Robertson. Newcastle with possession. 3 minutes to the break, plus the stoppage time to come. Newcastle lead 1-0. That Anthony Gordon goal on 25 minutes. Virgil van Dijk sent off a straight red for a challenge on Isak. Just 2 minutes after that, Gomez on in place of Luis Diaz as Liverpool made the change. Gordon, the goal scorer, capitalising on Trent's mistake. Ball back as far as Guimaraes again, then the ball's in, and full stretch there was Joe Gomez, but he got the ball away from danger, and then
that's his 5th or 6th foul.
His body in the way, and
he's not going to talk to him surely and say one more and you get in the book, because he's done 6 already.
He's not going to book him.
I don't know what John Brooks doing today. I mean, he's had so many chances, Joe Linton. Yeah. And when you consider what Liverpool players have been booked for.
Free kick Liverpool's way. Alisson takes it way outside his penalty area. Now with Joel Matip. Plays it behind Gomez. Not the most helpful of passes there to Joe Gomez. And then Alisson. McAllister just tidying things up in the end. Gets it wide to Matip. Trent's made the run down the right-hand touchline. He's got a bit of space here. Trent, he's got Gakpo ahead of him. Still with Trent. Gakpo. Ball played back just behind Mo Salah, but he'll check into the penalty area. Now Robertson joins in. Szoboszlai has arrived inside the penalty area as well. Robertson moves back as far as Endo. Now McAllister tries to look forward. He's done well there, McAllister. He's been pulled and tugged as well then, McAllister.
I mean, that's a nothing as well. He's pulled his arm back. Blatant foul, no effort to play the ball. You know, if a player was running forward in midfield and someone pulled an arm back, it's a booking, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. That's what McAllister wanted to do. He wanted to drive towards the edge of the penalty area. That was the whole point.
He was the other side of Almiron.
Free kick Liverpool's way. Well, goal just before half-time will give the Reds a huge lift here.
Well, he's some way out, isn't he? He must be 35 yards out. Szoboszlai looks like he fancies it as well as Trent.
Szoboszlai or Trent? Well, who's it going to be? Did Trent make up for his mistake? Or Szoboszlai? Szoboszlai got right underneath, and he was trying to dip it, wasn't he? It was one of those ones you sort of hit with the top of your boot and then dips, but it didn't do.
Well, it was trying to dip, wasn't it? It wasn't too far over. It was maybe a yard over, but he'd started it high. I don't think Nick Pope was ever troubled with it, but you can see he's got that in his locker. He's got that, like you said, hit it with his instep for the ball to have a little bit of forward spin, and when you do that with a ball, it does weird things.
4 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this first half. Newcastle will be really happy to be a goal ahead, certainly. Liverpool not so happy with the way they've given the ball away, and of course infuriated by that red card for their captain Virgil van Dijk. Szoboszlai there to McAllister.
He's gone right through the back of him.
Joe Linton
He's gone right through the back of him, Joe Linton again.
Right through the back of him, as you say, and he's just spoken to him as well.
How can he not book him? He's just spoke to him.
If it's a foul, he's got a yellow, surely.
He's gone right through the back of him again.
Don't understand that.
No.
Salah trying to get beyond Botman. Now Joe Linton goes back to the edge of the penalty area. Well, Salah almost stole it away from him. And the ball away that far side. Now they are giving it away. It's won back by Gakpo. Turns in field, and is he fouled again? Yes, he is. Well, fouls are mounting up now.
It's all right. They're allowed 7 fouls each before they even look.
Free kick Liverpool's way. And the second minute of added time at the end of this first half.
You can see Jurgen Klopp getting more and more frustrated, can't you, with the fourth official?
Well, you want some consistency. I mean, VAR or no VAR. Robertson's free kick comes in. Gomez trying to get there. Did it bounce off his head or a defender? It's gone behind for a corner. But he almost got between them there, Joe Gomez.
He did, yeah. It was a good ball in, wasn't it, by Andy Robertson? Went in behind the back 7 it was of Newcastle, who'd all lined up. Joe Gomez was the only one going for it. He got in between the ball. I think it was Joe Linton who ended up getting a touch, putting it behind for a corner.
Well, we've had a couple of corners early doors on this right-hand side, and Nick Pope wasn't too clever with them. One from Trent and then one from Andy Robertson. It's Trent this time.
Well, they've gone back post, haven't they, every time, but then with Van Dijk not there, they might change it and do something a bit different.
Yeah, Matip and Gomez are there as the corner comes in. And Salah, well, he felt he was being tugged as well. Breaks as far as Szoboszlai on that far side. Just away from a couple of challenges. Then he bounces his way through another one as well. He's not giving that up as Szoboszlai's done really, really well. Now McAllister trying to use his strength as well. He goes to ground under a challenge. Newcastle trying to come away with it on that far touchline. Szoboszlai gets back goal side, but and then Gomez with the challenge.
That's not a foul.
It's going to be a free kick Newcastle's way.
I don't think that's a foul. I think it's gone down very easily. Tonali there. He's nipped the ball inside, knew he was going to lose it. Gomez didn't really make a challenge. Referee's bought it again.
Just about a minute of the stoppage time left in this first half. Newcastle lead by 1-0. Anthony Gordon the goal with Trump's mistake. They'd have a run through on goal, 1-on-1. He beat Allison with it, 1-0. And then 2 minutes later, that tackle by Van Dijk on Isaac. And referee John Brooks, no hesitation, showing a red. Van Dijk might have got a touch on the attacker first, but it was a touch. And I don't think he was through on goal.
He's had another go there. Joe Linton's had another go at Szoboszlai.
It'll be a major surprise if he hasn't got at least a yellow come the end of this game.
Honestly, if he doesn't get, he might get 3 yellows the way the referee's going at the minute.
Liverpool throw deep in their own half. Alexander Arnold sends the ball forward, and John Brooks says that is the end of the first half. And well, the Newcastle fans are very, very happy. You can hear the boos from the Liverpool fans high from the stand away towards our left-hand side. I think Jurgen Klopp has gone down the tunnel, has he, rather than wait for the referee, fortunately. And Joel Matip there still having a word with referee John Brooks about what's gone on, Andy Robertson as well. And there'll be a lot of discussion about that during the half-time break in this one. And it's quite clear that none of the Liverpool players agree with that decision from John Brooks, and likewise you, Craig.
Honestly, after seeing what I've seen last week and then seeing this, it's ridiculous what people are getting sent off for there. Even if Van Dijk has fouled him and got nothing at all on him, that's still not a sending off for me. You know, he's come across, he's trying to win the ball, he's outside the area. It's just a tackle, and I think he's won the ball, to be fair, but he may have well touched Isak, but he come across him and got a really well-timed tackle in for me. That's what football's about. It's about, there's a bit of physical contact. You can't go through life not having any physical contact. You know, football is a physical contact sport, and sometimes you are going to run into people or barge people when you're trying to make tackles. It's part and parcel of the game. For him to see that as a red card, I was stunned. And then to see VAR then check it and still say, yeah, he's right. It just baffles me. So I think VAR should be kicked out of football. I think all it's doing is making it worse, and it's not getting decisions right. It's not stopping the clear and obvious stuff, because it's still getting made. it's just made football farcical. And John Brooks today hasn't covered himself in glory. I think, you know, you look at what Joe Linton's done. He's walked around the pitch. He must have done 10 fouls. He spoke to him before he fouled the next time, and that was only a minute later, and still didn't book him. But Liverpool have got to put all that to one side now. They've got 10 men. They know what they've got to do. They've got to stay in the game. They've got to make sure they don't concede the next goal. And then as the game goes on, the last 15 minutes or so, they might be able to change formation a little bit, try and be a little bit more adventurous and try and ask a few more questions going forward. At the moment, they're doing all right. The way they've regrouped, they've got themselves organised. They've kept the ball all right at times. The only issue I would have is how many saves has Nick Pope had, really. He hasn't really had that many saves, so they need to do something about that. They need to maybe threaten their goal a bit more, but I'm sure as the game goes on, Jurgen Klopp will change the formation to do that.
Thanks very much to Craig Hignett. More from Craig, of course, in the second half here. Liverpool start the game pretty well. Diaz with a good save out of Pope at his near post, and Liverpool certainly not having any problems with Newcastle United. And then that mistake by Trent, ball slipped under his feet. Anthony Gordon with a running on goal, 1-on-1. He was calm in his finish past Alisson to make it 1-0, and then 2 minutes after that, of course, the sending off, which Craig has been talking about at some length there, which is really the talking point in this first half. Can 10 men Liverpool come back in this one? Well, let's hope so. Half time at St James's Park. It's Newcastle United 1, Liverpool 0.
Email radio.merseyside.sport@bbc.co.uk
or follow us at BBC Mersey Sport.
Some very poor and some very questionable refereeing there has cost Liverpool dear in the first half at St James's Park. Hopefully they're going to be able to get back into the game in the second period. Well, into the BBC Radio Merseyside archives now as we go back to February when Liverpool came away from St James's Park with all 3 points. The Reds beating Newcastle by 2-0 with a couple of quick-fire first-half goals. It was a victory that moved them to within 6 points of the Magpies, who had occupied the final Champions League position.
BBC Radio Merseyside Sports. Rewind.
Sam Maximin now will lay the ball off. This is Anderson, stopped by Alisson.
Misery, have your cake and eat it.
Fabinho to Salah. Liverpool starting to get a feel of the ball as Alexander-Arnold sets off Nunez, who controls it. It could be Nunez. He's put it in the back of the net, and he could have given Liverpool the lead.
Well, what a ball. It was a great ball over the top. He took a touch, and it was one of them touches he took off his toe, and it came back into his body. I think Newcastle are asking if it was handball or not.
Now, left-hand side, who just stops, will have a little look, decides to lay the ball off to Fabinho. Now Salah has returned it. Cody Gakpo could make it too, he has. Liverpool have doubled their lead. Free kick to Newcastle. Trippier, as he steps up, he whips it in with his right boot. It's a curling one, but it's easy for Alisson. And now Alisson has spotted Salah on the run. It's a breakaway attempt. Long ball. Pope comes out of his area and has handled the ball. This could be trouble for Nick Pope.
He's off.
It's a red card for the goalkeeper. Maximin now for Newcastle on the right-hand side, goes beyond Robertson, inside and outside, looking for a pass. Has he left it too long? Alisson saves. Corner from the right-hand side. It's a header, it's in the bar, and it's away. Robertson, and he sends the ball along the floor to Nunez, gets the angle of the area, cuts inside, Darwin Nunez, great save by the goalkeeper who dived away to his left. Anthony Gordon has robbed Milne with the ball from the centre circle, still going. Anthony Gordon will lay the ball off. This could be 2-1. What a save by Alisson off Callum Wilson. Harvey Elliott forward to Firmino, back to Elliott, back to Diogo Jota, who could crown this win. Diogo Jota goes round the keeper and it's off the line.
BBC Radio Merseyside Sports. Rewind.
Hopefully that can be an inspiration for Liverpool in the second half. Just a final score in the Rugby League Championship fixture we've been covering for you today online. Halifax 26, Widnes Vikings 28. Well, in League 2 yesterday at Meadow Lane, Notts County 2, Tranmere 1, the final score. That result in isolation, certainly no disgrace whatsoever. The worry is that it's Rovers' fourth defeat in their last 5 games, and the Tranmere captain Tom Davis gave his post-match verdict on the game to BBC Radio Merseyside.
Yeah, it's frustrating. The results haven't been what we think they could have been at the start of the season. And I know it looks bad the way we've started, but you can see the positive signs there. They're a good team today. I think that's the first time that I've felt that we've underperformed properly for the whole game. And sorry, we've still performed well for the majority of the game, but they're a good team. It's hard to play against a team like that, and there's chances there where we could have won it. But we need to stick together. It's not been the start that we wanted, results-wise, but you can see what we're trying to do, I think, and it might not be easy to stick with us at the minute, but we need that because everyone in the change room's pulling in the same direction.
As you mentioned, in terms of the performance as well, but also today, slow start. But when you can see the goal in the manner that you did today, lucky bounce, but then in off the post, how much does it kind of compound a slow start as well?
It does. It's one of them where it's ricocheted 3 times between the pair of them, and then he's found the post from a straight like laces shot. So it's a great finish, and it's frustrating, but I think we responded well near the end of the first half, and then. It was one of them in the second half. We needed to contain them, and we did so up until the goal. And then I think since the goal we had the better chances. But I don't want to be here saying the same things every week because that's how it feels at the minute. And I do genuinely believe that we've got a change room that can do something. We just need everyone pulling in the same direction, and hopefully it'll turn.
Does it feel like fine margins? I'm thinking, of course, your shot off the crossbar, Taylor, Sam's chance at 2-0 even before Josh Paul's went back. How much are you thinking about fine margins at the moment?
It does feel like that. Like last week at Salford wasn't good enough. I've took responsibility for that, and I know some other lads have as well. But today, you saw lads really trying hard to win a game, and I think at the minute we're just on the wrong side of things. And I know it's going to be tough to believe what we're saying, but the performances are there in the main, and we just need we need to keep believing, keep doing what we're doing, and hopefully that tide will turn.
I asked Ian about the away record. It's no win since the 25th of February away from home now, 8 games. From a player's side, is there a mental block away from home? Is it something that you're working on?
I'm not sure there's a mental block. I think we go into every game trying. It's not like we come away from home and we hold our hands up and say we're going to get beat. We honestly try as hard as we can. Everyone leaves everything on the pitch. I feel there's a bit of, like you say, there's a bit of rub of the green going against us. Hopefully that'll turn, but we just need to keep going, keep working hard. We put everything into that. I can honestly, hand on heart, say that no one shirked anything today. We worked as hard as we could. They're a very good team, well drilled. And there's games where we'll play like that and win away from home, definitely.
Tranmere captain Tom Davis talking there to BBC Radio Merseyside's Chris Coughlin. In the 2 o'clock kickoff, Sheffield United 1, Manchester City 2, Burnley 1, Aston Villa 3. Half-time at St James's Park, and Liverpool have a bit to do.
Played in the field, and Morris trying to play the ball through two Liverpool players. It takes a little deflection into the penalty area. Gordon gets involved. Now it's played wide to this near side, and well, it's a little bit more time than he thought there. The strike at Joe Linton, and it was straight at Alisson in the end. Alexander-Arnold, a cushioned header gets him away from Dan Burn. Now there's no red shirts ahead of him. He tries to play the ball inside, but too far ahead of everybody then. And now a chance for Maris to break again for Newcastle. Good step in there by Matt. Wins the ball back and rolled it to Shibojlai. Away on that far side to Luis Diaz. Now a chance to run Trippier perhaps. Diaz cuts inside really well. Diaz inside the penalty area. Drives on, does Luis Diaz. Gets the shot in. Saved by Pope. It's near post, but that was Luis Diaz at his best.
Brilliant, wasn't it? Electric he was.
Shibojlai trying to steal it. Got the deflection this time, and it broke for Van Dijk, then Salah, and then Alexander-Arnold's lost the ball. Now Gordon's through one-on-one with Alisson and scores. Disaster for Liverpool. Alexander-Arnold just lost the ball. Everybody was pushing out, and that meant that Gordon could just run through one-on-one through the legs of Alisson. A little bit of a spring in Newcastle's step as well. Gordon trying to play it towards Isak, and Van Dijk is there with it, but the referee has given a free kick. Van Dijk thought he took the ball. The referee doesn't agree. Van Dijk, well, the referee seemed to think
That's not a red.
that he was the wrong side of Virgil van Dijk there, and that's why he's shown Virgil van Dijk a straight red
I think if
card.
you look at it again, though, if you look at it again, Virgil van Dijk's got his leg around Isak, and he's got the ball. Isak's gone over. It's a good tackle from Virgil van Dijk. It's a really poor decision, I think, from the referee again.
Good defensive header by Trent Alexander-Arnold. The shot comes in, and does Alisson keep that one out? It's a brilliant save if he has.
What a save that is.
Well, the volley from the edge of the penalty area came in, and Alisson somehow, I think he turned it onto the post and it bounced down again. Amazing save by Alisson.
It's unbelievable. I think that's hit the bar and the post, and he still managed to keep it out.
Luis Diaz inside the box. Luis Diaz shoots right, but it. Oh! What a fantastic goal!
Salah's turned the defender. It's Mo Salah. He's through on goal! 1-0. Ball play. It's not a good back pass, and Jota could be in for Liverpool. Diogo Jota! Oh!
It is Trent strikes it. Yes, goal 3-0. Surely wraps up the points for Liverpool.
BBC Radio Merseyside.
Time to get back up to St James's Park and rejoin our commentary team. Former Premier League striker Craig Hignett and BBC Radio Merseyside's Derek Jones.
Yeah, thanks very much, Mike. Liverpool, the first of the two-time teams out for the second half, and what sort of things will Jurgen Klopp have been saying to them at half-time, Craig?
Well, just don't get involved in anything. You know, the crowd are very vocal, aren't they? They want everything, all the decisions. You'll be saying, don't get frustrated. You know, the referee's been poor. Don't get frustrated with that. Make sure you keep at least 10 men on at the end of the game. Keep your shape. Stay in the game for as long as you can, and then I think come 20 minutes or so, I think he'll change it and he'll be all right. I think he'll go for it a bit more. I think they'll have a right go. He'll put Darwin Nunez, who I think will come on. I think Diogo Jota will come on. I think they'll go a lot more attacking, but that's all obviously providing that they stay in the game.
Yeah, it's a difficult one now, because you just say what they don't want to do is concede a second, isn't it?
Well, you can't go too gung-ho early, Derek, can you, and give the game away before you've even got a chance to get back into it. So it's a tricky one for them, but they've just got to keep doing what they're doing, keep the shape, keep the discipline. If anything comes their way chance-wise and they take it, then that's a bonus. But then last 20 minutes, I'm sure there'll be personnel changes, there'll be tweaks in the system, and they'll have a right go.
So it's going to be Newcastle United leading by a goal to nil, who are going to start the second half here. Attacking the Gallowgate end, and well, 52,214 inside here. And well, it's a terrific theatre for football, certainly St James's Park, there's no doubt about that. So Newcastle have possession midway inside their own half. Ball played down the far touchline, picked up by Gordon, the goal scorer. You play it back to. Well, they haven't changed anything, Newcastle, at all, have they? I mean, from the start of the game, really. I mean, they're just playing the same way, and the fact that Liverpool have got 10 men has got nothing to do with the way they've changed their shape at all.
No, that's it. They've just kept doing what they're doing. You know, they're comfortable in the system that they're in.
And that's it with the clearance there, but that's the problem. He keeps on coming back. Now a chance for Gordon against Alexander-Arnold again. Gordon goes on, gets the cross in towards the near post, takes a deflection there off Matip, and Liverpool scramble the ball away from danger.
Gomez done really well, didn't he? Because Gordon got to the byline, put a dangerous low cross in. It was missed by Matip. I think it was Gomez who was covering behind him, got an important clearance.
Well, they say that in adversity sometimes opportunities fall for other players. He's a bit of a forgotten man, Joe Gomez, isn't he? And talking about central defensive signings, but
yeah, more often than not.
Can he be the answer?
Well, he could be, couldn't he? We've seen him play at right back, haven't we, more often than we've seen him play at centre half.
Gordon again, having a run at Trent, gets past him inside the penalty, and Matip's across there. It's pulled back, and Isaac got his boot to the ball, a bit of a thump as well, but safely in the arms of Alisson. But just shows you what a goal can do for a player, Anthony Gordon. Well, and we talked before the start with Harvey Barnes on the bench, you need to step up a little bit. Well, he certainly has done. Now a chance now for Gakpo to run forward. Looks at the ball from Gomez. Gakpo, is he foul? Is that man Joe Linton involved again?
I mean, it's quite incredible.
I think Tonali was there as well.
Whether it was Tonali or Gomez or Joe Linton, it was a combination of them both. It was a naughty one because Gakpo was away and in front of them both, bearing down on the Newcastle back line.
Yeah, they're nasty ones, aren't they?
Yeah, that'll be a sore one, that's for sure.
Free kick to Liverpool. So what can the Reds do with this one now? Trent is over the ball. Szoboszlai's there with him, even with his confidence. He's not going to try and hit the ball from there, I don't think. It's nearer the halfway line than the edge of the Newcastle penalty area. Alexander-Arnold, they're looking for Matip. We've got a little shove there. I'm not sure it was the best in the world anyway, but the ball's gone harmlessly behind for a goal kick. When down to 10 men, you quite often think that set pieces might be the opportunity to get back into games. Liverpool, at the moment, keep it at 1-0. Get the half drift if need be, and we'll see where that ends up. Trippier plays the ball back as Shah, and now they will try and build again. Guimaraes. Played across the back four again to Shah. Happy for Liverpool just to keep their shape and wait for them to push out a little bit here. Tight down the near touchdown for Almiron. Trippier again. Almiron's made the forward run. Robertson goes with him, then checks. Almiron knew he was going offside, so he checks back as well. But I'm just thinking, can we pull Liverpool out of their shape here?
Well, that's what they'll try and do. Liverpool will just stay in their shape, make it difficult for Newcastle to break them down.
I suppose it's still, we've got 10 men, is when to press and when not to press, isn't it?
And it's hard, isn't it? You don't want to leave your position and then get beat and get played around, and then you're out of position suddenly and the team becomes stretched. So you've got to pick your time.
Leave space between the lines, and it can make it very, very difficult, as Tonali's just between the lines there and plays it away on that far side now with Joe Linton taking on Trent. Gets inside the penalty area, crosses the ball in, and it might break at the far post. It does in the end, but he was leaning back, was Almiron when he hit that, and it's ended up in the Gallowgate end.
Well, it was a chance for him, wasn't it? Joe Linton with a cutback. It made its way right to that far post. It was a bouncing ball. He was about 8 yards out. Not much of an angle. You could see what he was trying to do. He was just trying to bend it with his left foot into that far corner, but got it all wrong. Leant back high into the Gallowgate end.
Matip looking for Gakpo. Doesn't get there first. With 10 men, you're not going to get perfect passes played to you. You've got to battle for absolutely everything here. Almiron. Ball with Guimaraes, now with Trippier. Gets the ball back first time, then from Almiron. Guimaraes again. And as you'd expect, against the 10 men, still tasting the pace a little bit at the moment. Liverpool steal it back. Then McCallum gets clattered awfully after the ball had gone there by Trippier.
I mean, is that not a booking?
That was a poor challenge. Yes, it is going to be a booking.
At last.
Trippier, well,
and that he's only done one.
I'm going to say, that's what he's been saying.
Wow.
I'm going to swap shirts with Joe Linton, then I won't get booked.
You can't believe it, can you?
Well, we're just watching it and doing our jobs. What the players think about it, Craig, I hate to think.
Well, it's hard when you're on the receiving end of it.
Robertson will take the free kick.
Can you, Derek?
Robertson. It's a poor free kick in the end, easy for Dan Burn to pick it up. That's the difficulty, really, that aren't too many options up there when you're looking up. I just feel Liverpool's best opportunities are either a breaking play when they break forward, steal the ball a bit high up the pitch, or set pieces.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be for now.
All the way this near touchline. Gakpo always filling in here when in the midfield when McAllister pushes. He's the one that's pressed on occasions, and Gakpo fills in behind him. It's the discipline, isn't it? We've talked about what they might be able to do. Mo Salah, very central position there, of course. And let's perhaps hope that Newcastle might make a mistake like Trent did in the first half. That's given Newcastle this 1-0 lead through Anthony Gordon. Now a chance to break with Almiron down this near side. He was in a really good starting position there, was Andy Robertson. He checked himself, and then he's won the ball back and then runs into a challenge, and then unfortunately for him just clips on his heels. But again, really good defending by Andy Robertson.
Yeah, it was. He got himself in a good position. I don't know what Jurgen Klopp's gone mad at.
And Joe Leaton falls over. At least didn't give a foul for that one. The referee. Throw taken quickly by Alexander Arnold to Endo. It's tidy in this one, Endo. Robertson. Back as far as Alisson. And then the options for Alisson and Matip to his right hand side. Gordon will press. Matip to Joe Gomez, who has to turn away on this near side and hurriedly clear the ball away from danger. But only as far as Trippier has the possession again. Played back as far as Shah. Mahrez comes and collects it. 7 minutes gone, second half. Newcastle 1, Liverpool 0. Give us a call later on. Until 7 o'clock tonight. 0800 731 9333. Want to give us a call? And of course, we've got Craig Hignett here at St James's Park to take your calls. Ball out of play on that far side. Is it going to be disappointment in terms of result and the sending off of their captain, or can Liverpool just find something in this second half to silence the Geordie faithful? Trippier, Joelinton, faced by Robertson. He's forced backwards well there to halfway. Now with Shah, Trippier, with Mahrez. Very clever and turns away from Endo inside the centre circle. Now Mahrez has got space. Looks for Gordon, left edge of the penalty area, turns on his right foot. Across the goal and curls the ball in, but that's easy for Alisson to take.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? It was Gordon again on that left-hand side, just put in on his right foot. Tried to whip it in far post, but it was straight at Alisson.
Alisson, he made, well, I'm sure it's going to be one of the saves of the season. We'll watch that later on Match of the Day, certainly. Absolutely amazing save to stop it becoming 2-0. And McAllister just did enough there to make sure Alisson couldn't get on the end of that one.
Yeah, they're struggling at the minute to play out Liverpool. Just not finding enough forward passes.
Well, they've been told to stay in shape, they're told to not lose the markers, and it's difficult then, isn't it, to get your head up and look for the spaces as well when you are in possession as well. It's a difficult balance.
I mean, they push right on Newcastle, and you can see there's Mo Salah, who's got the two Newcastle defenders up there. It's worth just dropping balls into Mo Salah or Gakpo, who's joining in whenever he can.
And Newcastle have won the ball back as Liverpool try to play it out from the back. Hasn't worked out. Gordon, challenge on him, but that's going to be a Liverpool throw on the far side. But yeah, as you say, Craig, it's a difficult puzzle to solve for Liverpool at the moment.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, they're not moving the ball as quick as they were in the first half. I thought they were good in possession in the first half. Second half has been a real struggle for them.
Newcastle win possession again inside the Liverpool half and play it back towards halfway. I mean, it's sport the game is a spectacle as well, because two really good sides, well matched, and it was a really entertaining opening. Well, 25 minutes, even take Liverpool's mistake that gave Newcastle the lead. Gordon pulls the ball back, and inside the penalty area, it bounces away in the end from Tonali. I think he got himself inside the box there, but just couldn't sort his feet out. McAllister skips away from one challenge. Now with Robertson, looking for Gakpo. So Newcastle have it again. Now with Joel Matip. Szoboszlai, was he fouled? Yes. Free kick Liverpool's way. Jurgen Klopp asking for more from his team.
I think he's asking more from the referee.
Matip. Robertson's made the forward run. Trippier underneath it, but he can head the ball back.
It's just a waste, that, isn't it? It's just a... He didn't even fire the ball, Matip. It was just a up and under, really. It was easy for Trippier. Robertson was never going to make the ground up on that.
And the point is, when somebody makes a run, you don't have to necessarily to play it to them, but it may have made a bit of space somewhere else for you to play it into, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's Trippier. McAllister, who's certainly the one leading the charge, where Liverpool do press in this second half. Gakpo couldn't get there, but Newcastle play themselves out clean. That's a good foot in there by Joe Gomez, but it was a bit unfortunate. Now a chance for Tonali to break forward down this near side. Gomez trying to get back. That's a decent looking ball in, and Trent Alexander-Arnold did really well to get back there and turn it behind for a corner.
Yeah, he did. Good play by Tonali down this right hand side. Gomez was breathing down his neck, but he played a lovely ball across the box. Gordon was running in, but Trent just put it behind.
Corner taken quickly. Now with Gordon comes back to the edge of the penalty area. Juarez with a shot. It's high and wide. Liverpool won't mind if Newcastle are restricted to those sort of chances in the second half. And now we are going to get the changes, and we're going to see Diogo Jota and Harvey Elliott come on. So
Endo and Gakpo, is it?
So Wataru Endo will come on in place of him. And Cody Gakpo has come off as well. So Endo and Gakpo off. Endo has done okay, I think he is, but I mean, it's early days for him and not into the training mode of Liverpool yet, etc. So obviously taking care of him. And is it going to be Szoboszlai will be a little bit deeper, or McAllister?
Well, normally it was McAllister, wasn't it, when he played in the first couple of games, but it looks like Szoboszlai's going to play in there. Harvey Elliott's gone on the right, McAllister's on the left of him. Jota's gone to play on this almost left-hand side, hasn't he? But I think he'll join in with Mo Salah whenever he can.
Well, you get plenty of energy out of Diogo Jota, there's no doubt about that. Yeah. Certainly he's a real pest for defenders. Let's see if that just changes the way and the complexion of this game as we head towards the hour mark here, and Newcastle still lead by 1-0. I think Klopp's thinking that Liverpool was a little bit too passive in that opening stages.
Yeah, I mean, they were struggling, weren't they, to get it out. Maybe there was some tired legs in there. Gakpo had covered a lot of ground as well. Endo the same. I think Endo was all right, actually. I thought he covered a lot of ground. He broke a lot of things up. But you can see Klopp wants a bit more forward thinking on. You haven't really got a sitter now in midfield, although Szoboszlai is playing there, but he's not really a sitter. Oh, I should have went in there, Andy Robertson, not let Almiron turn.
He's got it wide to Trippier on this near side, faced by Robertson. The ball in towards Isak inside the penalty area. Holds the ball up and plays back to Trippier again. Now with Tonali. That's a casual ball, and McAllister will try and break forward for Liverpool. That's a decent looking ball, and well taken by Szoboszlai. He's got Jota to his left-hand side. Now what can Diogo Jota do? He's inside the penalty area. Jota trying to play the ball in, looking for Mo Salah. It's behind for a corner.
Yeah, it was dangerous though, wasn't it, by Liverpool? Szoboszlai done really well. Got himself free in the middle of the park, strode forward, played it to his left to Jota, and Jota, you could see what he was doing, trying to feed it across the 6-yard box for Mo Salah running in, but Newcastle defender just running on the way back, got a foot to it and put it behind again for a corner.
That's what we were talking about, just steal it on the break and then move it quickly.
But he opened up there, didn't he, Newcastle? There was a bit of I don't know what Kieran Trippier's doing.
Corner left-hand side there.
With Jota.
Szoboszlai will take it towards the near post. Jota trying to get there. McAllister. Away by Robertson on this near side. It's a neat touch there by Szoboszlai and by McAllister as well. He's done well to get the ball in play. Glides inside, then plays in towards Jota. Tried to play it back in. I think he thought that Szoboszlai would go for the for the ball, but he hadn't done. But he just glides past people, doesn't he?
He does. A terrific feat.
In the flesh. Now what can Jota do? And towards Mo Salah, under a lot of pressure there. And just well there to win it was Harvey Elliott under pressure as well. Is it better from Liverpool? Matip. Away on that far side is Trent. Trying to get down that touchline, then drills the ball in low. There weren't anybody arriving on the edge of the 6-yard box, but it's The Liverpool fans a little bit more encouraged by what they're seeing over the last 2 or 3 minutes since the substitutions have taken place. Back as far as Harvey Elliott. McAllister. Matip. Kind of played in towards the feet there of Salah. Szoboszlai finds him at the second attempt, then comes wide again. Trent in towards Harvey Elliott. Back towards Trent again on the right hand side with the outside of his right boot. It's cleared away. And Gordon has to just hack it away from danger in the end. Gomez is underneath it, heads the ball forward. And he's been fouled after the ball had gone there by Isak, and that's going to be a free kick Liverpool's way. But it's the most encouraging 3 or 4 minutes we've had from Liverpool since very early in the game.
Yeah, it is. They've kept the ball really well. The only thing they didn't do was have anyone in the box. They did have numbers in the box really where they could find someone with a killer pass. They kept it really well in and around the box, but they had no real end product or no one to find. Mo Salah just made a little dart in there.
Robertson will take the free kick. It's curled in now. Header in the end. Well, Gomez got his head to it. It didn't take a deflection off a defender, and it's gone behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, a bit too far out for me for that.
And the defence just hold a high line and leave the space behind them, don't they? So I mean, where you drop it, it's either too close to the goalkeeper or it's too far away.
Yeah,
to get
that one there,
goal.
it was a left-footed one from Andy Robertson, and it was on the edge of the box, and to score from a header from there would have been a hell of a header.
But Liverpool on the front foot as Gordon tries to break away there from Trent, doesn't do on this occasion. It's the ball back. There's a lot of space around at the moment as Liverpool just trying to get themselves back into shape again. Away towards Trippier on this near side. It's got Allen on alongside him. That's where the ball goes now. Space on the edge of the penalty area. Comes wide to Trippier again. Now with Tonali. Trippier, Tonali again, faced by McAllister. Tonali heads towards the corner flag, then plays the ball in, but only as far as Robertson. Wants to bring the ball away, leaves it for McAllister, who gets his body in the way there and does well to get it back as far as Alisson.
He's just so clever with the ball, McAllister.
And then Robertson with a little flick header down this near side to Joss. That's a lovely little ball in field to Andy Robertson, who drives forward. Joelinton's got back, and for once he makes a tackle where he takes the ball, Greg.
It's the first time I've seen him took the ball. Unlucky that was. It was good play, wasn't it? Robertson just couldn't get it out of his feet and in front of him enough, could he, to gallop away. But good play between him and Jota. McAllister started it all off with some really tidy play in the left-back spot.
Yeah, I think Jurgen Klopp will be encouraged by the impact his substitutions have made in the second half. But still only the 10 men of Liverpool after that sending off of Virgil van Dijk as Gordon drives on towards the edge of the penalty area. Makes space for the shot. Hit it well enough, but just off balance, and it's gone wide.
It's a real chance that, Derek. It was a really positive run, wasn't it, from Gordon? Again, cutting in on his right foot, right along that 18-yard box, and he opened up the space for himself to strike it and hit it wide of the goal. Should really have been working Alisson there.
He didn't quite wrap his right boot around the ball in the end. It rather sliced off the outside. Szoboszlai, who pops up everywhere. Given away, that's poor by Liverpool. Now Joelinton. And towards Tonali. Szoboszlai trying to get back there with him. He's forced him across the edge of the penalty area anyway. Byrne joins in. Plays the ball wide to the left-hand side. Tonali will he'll curl the ball in, but he's changed his mind. Now Guimaraes will carry the ball forward. Trippier wants it. Liverpool are very narrow, but Trippier has time just to take the ball, doesn't send it in quickly, comes back to Guimaraes again, and then
it's a bit reluctant, don't they, just to
put one in the box.
Yeah. They've got plenty of bodies in and around it.
And apart from being involved in the sending off of Van Dijk, I mean, we've not seen too much of Isak today.
No, he's been very quiet.
Callum Wilson, of course, on the bench. And this time, Jota's been penalised for a foul on this near side. And Trippier is still this time to get to his feet. And Liverpool still in this game at 1-0. It's a bit more like they may be. They haven't really tested Nick Pope apart from that Diaz shot very, very early on in the game. But they've looked at least they might get the ball towards the edge of the Newcastle penalty area since the introduction of Jota and Elliott for Gakpo and Endo. Trippier still over the ball on this near side. And the big men up from the back as far as Newcastle are concerned. Liverpool need to defend this one well. Curled in, all by himself there in the end was Botman, wasn't it?
Yeah, right in the middle of that goal, about 7 yards out. It was a good ball in from Trippier. It was just a tiny bit too high for him, wasn't it? Couldn't get any control on the header.
It's flicked on his head in the end, didn't it?
Here we go again. You see here, if Harvey Elliott's clever, there you go. Well done. There's 3v3 Liverpool. Jota, Salah, Harvey Elliott are up against 3.
So he stretched them wide.
Yeah.
Jota down as far as Salah, back to Jota again. What can Diogo Jota do here? Turns in field on his right foot, trying to play in for Salah with an opportunity. Just delayed a moment and it just gave the chance to the block to come in. But that was terrific play by Jota. Yeah. And then Salah, did he just hesitate a moment, Craig?
Yeah, well, it was brilliant. We mentioned it, didn't we, about the 3v3, and Jota and Salah done unbelievable between them. And then when Jota played the ball into Salah, he just let it run across his body on that left-hand side of the pitch, and it was Botman who came over with a sliding challenge just when it looked like Salah was going to score. Maybe if he'd have went to shoot and just stopped the ball, Botman would have slid right past and he'd have been in on goal.
Szoboszlai with the corner, punched away by Pope.
It's the first one he's got close to, isn't it?
Yeah. I quite like Pope, but he's not his best, I don't think, from crosses this afternoon, has he? Gareth Southgate watching this game. Liverpool throw, which Andy Robertson's come forward to take. Past the hour mark here. Newcastle still lead with that Anthony Gordon goal on 25 after a slip by Trent. 1-on-1 with Alisson, and Gordon was calm enough to score it. Alisson with another terrific save, amazing save in the first half. And Van Dijk sent off. But Liverpool building again. Albiol's involved now with Salah again. He's won a corner. But they're getting a little bit of joy, Liverpool now.
Yeah, they have. They'll be encouraged with that last bit of play where they've opened Newcastle up. Got a little bit of pressure on in this last 5 or 10 minutes.
Callum Wilson's going to join the action for Eddie Howe's side very, very shortly.
That's got to be Isak, hasn't it, Derek?
I would think so.
He's been very, very quiet all afternoon.
So Andy Robertson away on that far side in front of the big stand where the Liverpool fans are situated, right at the back of it, ready to celebrate if Liverpool get an equaliser here. As Robertson curls the ball in, Matip is there, it flicks off the head though of Joe Linton and goes behind for another corner.
Yeah, looks like Harvey Barnes is coming on as well, Derek.
Yeah.
Almiron.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, he's replaced Gordon before, but
yeah, Gordon's done well this afternoon.
Hasn't he?
Yeah,
surprised if he came off. Szoboszlai's corner again at the near post, and
good balls in, aren't they, by Szoboszlai?
Harvey Elliott was just inches away from that one. Then another good ball in. It flicks off a defender again, and way on that far side, they really are terrific crosses coming in from Dominic Szoboszlai. Can Liverpool make this bit of pressure count here? All started with that lovely move between Jota and Salah, and then Salah's shot was blocked by Botman, who had to cover very, very quickly. But Robertson will take it away on that far side. They're playing with 10 men since the 28th minute of this game, Liverpool. He still just trailed by a goal to nil. Robertson's corner. Curls it in. Headed halfway away. Alisson's inside the Newcastle half there. He sends it to his left to Trent. And Trent and chip ball forward. It's a poor one. It's easy for Pope. Newcastle wanted them to attack quickly there, but Alisson was going to get back pretty quickly, wasn't he?
They wanted Pope to shoot.
So we're on there until 7 o'clock this evening. 0800 731 9333. Want to give Craig Hignett a call. You can WhatsApp us as well, of course. 8000 321 333. You can do that. Or even text us. 8133. Start your messages with the word Mersey. 0800 731 9333. If you want to give us a call, Mike's in the studio. Craig's here at St James's Park, and a lot to talk about, really. A game that it's been spoilt, really. It was a real contest in the opening 25 minutes or so. Then Liverpool, with Trent's mistake, I'm afraid, letting Gordon run through and put Newcastle ahead. But it was still a good game. And then referee John Brooks decided to send off Virgil van Dijk. Challenge just outside the penalty area. A free kick was given. I think he must have thought that he was through on goal. Otherwise, why did he show a straight red? But not a good decision from our position here, and interested to hear your thoughts on that as well. But Liverpool did better since Jota came on and Harvey Elliott. It looks as if just might be elastic off a little bit. And Newcastle will make their substitutions now, so nice central come off. So Isak off, and Callum Wilson comes on. Barnes on for Gordon. Well, I'm a little bit surprised at that, but whether they just want him to get a great round of applause from the home fans or not.
I'm surprised at that.
He didn't look tired at all, did he?
He's been the most dangerous attacking player, Anthony Gordon, today. He's done a really good game.
Sean Longstaff will come on in midfield in place of Tonali as well, so Tonali's off. And Longstaff on in place of him.
And a third substitution for Newcastle, saw number 8, Sandro Tonali, replaced by number 36, Sean Longstaff.
It's a small win for Liverpool because I think it just shows that Eddie Howe has noticed how Liverpool have been a lot better over the last 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, he's put a bit more energy in, hasn't he? There's a lot more pace in the side now with Barnes and Callum Wilson. And Longstaff will just sit there. And
Liverpool just to get the ball away from the edge of their own penalty area. It's picked up by Joe Linton. And Newcastle circle it back to halfway. 27 minutes gone in the second half. Newcastle 1, Liverpool 0. The Reds just find a little bit of magic. Get themselves an equaliser in this one. It would be an amazing point if they can get it, given the circumstances this afternoon. In the end, Newcastle looking for the second goal, which you feel will put it beyond Liverpool. But there's hope. Liverpool fans have been very noisy throughout the second half, right behind their side. Newcastle just happy to play the ball around again as they were at the start of the second half, and in the end it did really well. They did Almiron to get the ball in play. Trippier, Almiron, Longstaff, Trippier, back heel by Almiron. Long legs of Longstaff to get there and get the cross in, and Callum Wilson is there, but couldn't get behind him really. Couldn't get the ball on target, but big, strong, long-legged midfielder Sean Longstaff did well to get the cross in then.
Yeah, he did. He made a run down the right-hand side, got played in by the back heel of Almiron. Callum Wilson, like you say, running away from goal. He was outside the front post. It was an impossible header to try and get on target.
Liverpool with 3 up though. They're trying to keep Elliott and Jota wide and taking their chances elsewhere. Well, one back there by McAllister. He's had a really good game for Liverpool this afternoon. McAllister down that far touchline under pressure, but perhaps a chance for Liverpool to build again with Trent trying to get Salah behind the defence and pokes way outside his penalty area to stop the danger there, but Liverpool haven't done that too often, but that's what we've been suggesting they could have done a lot of times this afternoon.
Yeah,
Craig.
Just put it in behind. The ball's on the pitch. There was another ball
on the pitch. That's right. It was a Liverpool throw originally.
Oh, that's ridiculous again from him.
Liverpool had the throw and it's given to Newcastle now, but there were 2 balls on the pitch. That was the issue. It's given away. Forward by Trent and then Jota down inside the penalty area, and the referee says it's going to be a goal kick. It came off Jota's head certainly. But, just for a moment there.
There was a proper nudge there, you know.
I don't think the VAR are going to have a look at it.
No, even if they do, they probably wouldn't get it right.
Just over 15 minutes left here.
Well, this is the
It's
time
a bit
when I'm
cynical
thinking.
as the game's come on here, Craig, haven't you?
Yeah, because it does get you head and it winds you up. And
it does wind you up. Poor sending off of Virgil van Dijk.
Well, you just feel a bit of, injustice, don't you, in it all?
Almiron, he's driven on well here. He's got beyond everybody. Almiron, it'd be a great goal if he scores it. He's hit the post.
Wow.
Well, that was an amazing run by Almiron from midfield. Curled it beyond Alisson, hit the post, and that could so easily have been 2. And is that just a little bit of luck towards the end of this game that might give Liverpool hope again?
Yeah, I mean, it was positive, wasn't it, for Almiron? Everyone knows what he wants to do, get it on his left foot, but no one could stop him doing it. It opened up for him nicely, and he just bent it past Alisson, but thankfully for Liverpool, he's just hit the post.
It's more the outside of the post because it went away from goal. It's going to be a corner. So at 1-0 with 15 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Still chances for Jurgen Klopp's side.
I mean, it's difficult nowadays, isn't it? Because you never know how many minutes are going to be left. I mean, sometimes it's 10 and 11, isn't it? So you don't want to play your hand too early for Jurgen Klopp. I'm sure Darwin Nunez will be gone shortly. Well, in fact, I can see him getting stripped now.
Yeah. Well, Quansah as well, the young defender.
Yeah.
Deep corner from that far side and headed back inside the 6-yard box, hacked away in the end by Matip.
Dangerous, wasn't it?
Chillinton got it freebie on the far post and knocked the ball back in. Now the substitutions will be made. So it's going to be Alexis McAllister who's going to come off. And
substitution for Liverpool, coming off number 10, Alexis McAllister, and replacing him number 9, Darwin Nunez.
He's been excellent.
McAllister. It's been really brilliant, hasn't it?
Yeah, he has. Matip's coming off as well.
Joel Matip is the player who's coming off. Yeah, had to do a lot of covering this afternoon. And
substitution for Liverpool, coming off
big afternoon for Gerald Quansah then, the 20-year-old who's thought very well of.
Well, they've proper gone for it, Liverpool. So Bosley and Harvey Elliott are now playing central midfield. Mo Salah's going to play on the right. Nunez is up front in the central position, and Jota's on the left.
Yeah, they're just trying slightly different formations, just seeing if that gives them a little breakthrough.
And they just want to get a few more bodies and a few more threats further forward.
So Bosley, the one who's taken over the McAllister role of sort of pressing there, and saying, "Come with me," and then. Well, I think it was a bit 6 and 6 then between Callum Wilson and Joe Gomez, to be honest.
I don't know what the referee's waiting for. If he thinks it's a foul, just blow the whistle.
Yeah, and the flag was up on this near side anyway.
I mean, don't wait.
Nobody thought the advantage was going. Quansah back to Alisson now with Joe Gomez. So at the start of this game, you wouldn't have said that Liverpool's central defensive pairing was going to be Joe Gomez and Gerald Quansah. You'd have got good odds on that in the bookies.
Yeah, you would.
Bosley, Quansah. It's a decent ball in towards Mo Salah. Now with Harvey Elliott. Elliott looks around him, just make sure there's nobody there. Then he looks to try and get Nunez beyond the defence. Nunez takes it in stride well. He's onside, Nunez, but he just rather turned into danger.
Good ball from Harvey Elliott.
Very good ball. Now Joe Linton, and Barnes has broken through there. Barnes has got Wilson in the centre. Barnes goes on, takes a little deflection, it bounces over the head of Wilson. Alisson can pick the ball up, and
he's offside.
Play got up anyway.
Yeah.
Rolled out towards Harvey Elliott.
But I think that's a taste of things to come, though, Derek. I think it's going to be end to end from now on.
Liverpool are taking chances now,
yeah. And they have to try and get back into it.
Harvey Elliott is in that sort of deeper role in midfield now, isn't he? Elliott, that's a lovely round the corner ball to Jota, who runs on. He's got Nunez ahead of him. In towards Darwin Nunez, plays it back towards Jota. It's just ahead of him. It's hacked away. Andy Robertson trying to win the ball back. Good from Liverpool. Elliott turns in field to Bosley. And then he's caught. It's a clumsy challenge there on him. And it's going to be a free kick Liverpool's way. Mare as it was with the challenge.
I mean, they've had so many fouls, haven't they, Newcastle? How many yellow cards have they had? Just the one?
I think Trippier, he was a bit unlucky. That was his first one of the game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Bosley over the ball. He wants to take the free kick, so he just rolls this one to Harvey Elliott. Elliott, now with Andy Robertson. Goes back as far as Trent. Now with Elliott. Goes wide on that far side. Gerald Quansah is the player forward, and he'll come back into a defensive position now. That's going to be...
Well, surely he can go off the pitch, can't he, Joe Linton?
Yeah, that's what Nunez is suggesting.
Nunez is saying to him.
Throw taken. Back as far as Quansah. Trent. Gomez. Trent is more of a back three now, with Quansah to his right and Gomez to his left. I'm not so sure.
Good play again, going forward.
Jota. Nunez is behind the defence. Now what can Darwin Nunez do? Drills it and gets the equaliser! The substitution has worked! Terrific ball forward, and Darwin Nunez, well, he said himself, drilled it past Pope in the far corner, and Liverpool's positivity with the substitutions has worked. It's Newcastle 1, Liverpool 1.
That's a brilliant finish from Darwin Nunez. He got a little bit of luck to get on the end of it. I think it was Dan Burn who double touched the ball, but it was into Nunez's path, and he got it out to his feet and drilled a brilliant shot across Nick Pope, in off the post, far post. It was a brilliant finish from him. Liverpool, well, we said just keep it tight until the last few minutes of the game. They've made the subs, Jurgen Klopp, and it's paid off for him. Darwin Nunez with a great goal. Now they need to be disciplined. It'll be interesting to see if he changes actually and goes a little bit more, puts another body in midfield to try and stop the pressure coming, or whether he'll say go and win it.
Well, that's it, isn't it? You know.
Well, the players on the pitch are all attacking players.
They are.
Even the midfielders, you look at Szoboszlai, Harvey Elliott, they're all attacking players.
Yeah.
Jota, Nunez, Mo Salah.
Newcastle making another substitution. It's going to be Elliot Anderson who's going to come on, and Joe Leaton's managed not to get a booking this afternoon. He's come off, and Elliot Anderson is on. 0800 731 9333. Want to give us a call? Craig Hignett here, ready to take your calls at the end of what's been a very eventful afternoon, and our Liverpool having felt they're rightly on the wrong side of it, a sending off of Virgil van Dijk. Is it going to be an unlikely point? It might be better than that. Newcastle, who...
Well, there's still a long time to go.
There's a long time to go. We've got
8 minutes plus.
8 minutes plus, isn't it? Yeah. But interesting to see how Newcastle react as well now. Ball away on this near side. They've shown some character here, Liverpool, this afternoon. No doubt about that. And Jurgen Klopp, who's been bold with his substitutions, there's no doubt about that. He's really thought about it.
That's terrific for Nunez as well.
Yeah.
He's seen very little action, hasn't he, in the first few weeks of the season. To get on and get himself that type of goal.
Well, that's the sort of the goal that Liverpool signed him for. That's what they'd seen, isn't it, when he was at Benfica? You know.
Well, he's the one who's got the potential to go and score 20 goals a season, because he gets so many chances. He slashes at a lot of stuff. You know, he rushes things, but he didn't there. He measured it, and it was brilliant.
He measured himself, didn't he? And he was balanced.
There we go again.
Szoboszlai's done really well. Now it's Jota charging forward. Nunez is in the centre. Wants it near post. Plays it towards Nunez now. Back towards Jota, just couldn't get it. Might break for Elliot. Salah is there. Now Szoboszlai, edge of the penalty area, drills it. His shot is blocked away.
What a chance it was. Brilliant play, wasn't it, from Jota and Nunez.
And Liverpool might win it back again now as Nunez gets a foot in, but breaks away on that far side. That's Newcastle panicking. Well, they have possession. Inside their own half, Liverpool now have got their players back in the form. Trippier.
It's a 4 and a 5, isn't it? You can see Liverpool
4 and a 5,
there.
but then they've got the licence to break.
Yeah.
And
as soon as they win it back, you've got Nunez and Salah going.
Jota will join, you know.
Yeah.
Harvey Elliott was trying to be that little floater in the middle there. Szoboszlai, he's been penalised. And Salah, he kicked the ball away. Is he going to get the booking just like Trent did?
Oh, that's unbelievable.
So that's another booking. And yet you can foul players 7 times and not get a yellow. So
honestly,
it's just it's not the game you played, Craig.
No, it's not. I hope the referee's assessor is here, and because he'll be in there for about an hour and a half after discussing the performance of John Brooks and what he's seen, what he hasn't seen.
Headed goalwards, but it's gone beyond everybody and behind for a goal kick. That will suit Liverpool.
Yeah. Looks like he's landed funny.
Did he just fall awkwardly?
Yeah,
then?
I think so. I think it's Dan Burn, is it?
Dan Burn, yeah. I think he just fell awkwardly, didn't he?
Yeah, it looks like he's done an ankle there, right ankle.
Yeah. You can sometimes tell with the player's reaction as well, can't you, in those circumstances? Darwin Nunez getting the adulation from the Liverpool fans.
It was a great finish, wasn't it? It was a great finish. Yeah. We've seen loads of times when he gets in them positions, he was in the inside right position, and he slashes at them, doesn't he? Sometimes he rushes his shots because he's so quick and everything's 100 miles an hour. But there it was a real controlled strike. There was lots of power in it. It was low. It was accurate. It was brilliant.
So he scored a goal, and also he was the player that was booked there for kicking the ball away. So he'd been involved in the action already. I suppose that is something that players have to get used to. I suppose. I mean, it's frustrating setup here. As you say, I think Trent was a bit unlucky because, as I say, where was the second ball? You know, it's difficult to kick a ball away. You know, in those circumstances when it's going out to play. Also waving at referees, you know, and so on, getting a yellow for that.
I think, you know, when you see what they've been booked for, kicking the ball away, you know, and yes, it is a booking. If you kick the ball away, you sort of half expect a booking. But when you see like Joel Linton going around the pitch and fouling 12, 13 times and not getting a booking, it doesn't make sense.
No.
And that's the frustrating thing about it. You know, and if you're playing with a multi-ball system and the ball is off the pitch, then you should be able to get a ball back on no matter where the other one goes. It looks like he's going off down there.
Yeah, Burns limped off. It's going to be Matt Target, I think, who'll replace him. So natural like for like in terms of.
There's a proper left back, isn't he, Matt Target?
Of a left back, yeah. 4 minutes.
Actually, it's not Dan Bairn, is it?
Is it Botman?
You're right.
It's Botman, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, is it Botman?
Yeah.
Oh, it is Botman.
Yeah, Botman. So Burns gone into the centre, hasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Allison with a goal kick for Liverpool anyway. 0800 731 9333. Give us a call if you're on this. On here till 7 o'clock. Still plenty of life in this game, I think. As Trent was under the ball there, decided to head the ball away from danger. So Bosley, who's been excellent as well. Nunez back as far as Harvey Elliott. And breaks now to Longstaff in central midfield. Now they'll try and break forward into the penalty area. Played wide. Left edge of the box. Waiting for the cross to come in here. Callum Wilson waiting for the cross. Liverpool trying to defend. Gomez and Kwanzaa, the central defensive partnership now, and eventually Liverpool pressed well enough then to force that error. Through as far as Allison.
See, Liverpool have got the legs on the back four of Newcastle. So whenever he can, Allison, when you've got Salah running and Nunez running, just hit the space. They'll get there.
Allison's long clearance. Burns all by himself, can head the ball forward. It's over the head there, and save Alexander Arnold, and Kwanzaa just gets the ball away to Bosley, and might break inside the penalty area now. It's covered well by Trent. It's back to the edge of the box again. Plenty of Magpies trying to swarm around the edge of that Liverpool penalty area. Now with Shah. Liverpool backing in their shape again. Nunez is the lead bomber, if you like, and all the troops are behind him. Ball played inside the penalty area, across the box, and then the shot comes in. It bounces off the back of Andy Robinson. Appeal for handball, but it looked as if it came off the back of Andy Robinson.
Yeah, I didn't know much about it. I don't know whether it...
Well, I don't know anything about it anyway.
It might have hit his elbow or something, but it was really tucked into his body.
Ball with Newcastle as they come forward again. A little bit of space between the lines now. Longstaff drills it straight at Allison, though. A little bit of space there, but couldn't get the shot away the way he wanted to. And it's safely in the arms of Allison. We'll find out about the stoppage time very, very shortly, Craig. But Liverpool have been really good in the last 20 minutes of this match, no doubt about that. A terrific equaliser by Darwin Nunez.
Yeah, brilliant equaliser. And they just started to play a little bit and ask more questions, hadn't they, Liverpool? It was just after the substitutions were made. And it'll be exactly what Jurgen Klopp would have wanted. Brilliant reaction from them. They've been really stubborn this afternoon. They've been disciplined. You know, when things have gone against them, they haven't let it get to them. They've shown really good character. But there's still a job to be done.
Is there a twist in the tail of this one? As Almiron goes down this near side, turns the ball in field, and well, Kwanzaa there was just on his back foot a little bit, wasn't it? And Wilson wasn't, and you know, that's the difference between an experienced striker and an experienced defender, I suppose, Craig.
He expected that, didn't he, Wilson? You could see he was on his bike just a split second before Kwanzaa.
So Allison will take.
He's getting a bit of stick, Allison.
The goal kick.
The fans feel like he's taking his time with things, but you would. You've got 10 men, you've just got yourselves back into the game. There's not long left.
We'll see how much stoppage time again in a minute.
5 minutes.
Just 5. It was 4 in the first half. It's 5 in the second. Home fans not very happy with that, but Liverpool won't mind, I don't think. They'll think 5's okay.
Take that.
But they're not just holding on here at the moment, they're still looking as if they can make a break. Ball back with Guimaraes. It's dangerous if they just sit back. Jota. Ball played away on this near side as Jota can't get on the end of that one, and then Gomez is across. He's done really well there. Joe Gomez just gets his body in the way.
Yeah, brilliant.
Came on in a difficult situation in the first half, Joe Gomez, but he's done well at centre-back since he came on.
Yeah, he has. He's looked assured.
Matip as a central defensive partner, now trying to help the younger player alongside him as well. And I don't think he was wasting time particularly there. He's just moving at a normal pace, I would suggest.
Well, you want your team to get up the pitch and get in the shape, don't you? You're not going to kick it
you do.
just because the crowd are shouting at it. We've seen enough teams do it against Liverpool.
Yeah. Jota's underneath that one. Ball flicks on.
Yeah, Jota.
Nunez will make sure that Pope's under a little bit of pressure here, and he has to just hack the ball forward. And Gomez, though, is just holding his... Well, let's say Wilson was holding his shirt, and then Jota, surely he's fouled. That'll suit Liverpool.
I'll tell you what, Bruno's made it.
A few as well.
Fouls. He must be on 6 now. Callum Wilson there was all over Joe Gomez, pulling his shirt and everything.
He was.
Referee gave nothing.
Asked before the start of this one who was the favourites going into it. Well, for most of this game Newcastle have, because they were a goal up and playing 10 men, so they were certainly favourites to win. So Liverpool have done really well to get themselves back into this and play really well to do it as well.
Liverpool were the better team, weren't they, with 11 men on?
Definitely. Concept.
What would have happened?
Side, the chip ball forward, and Trent had made the forward run.
And someone needs to fill in for him. Has Mo got his head switched on?
Yes, he has. Yeah, well done, Mo Salah there, got back into the right back position. And then Trippier trying to get forward down this near side. Robertson just sort of seeing who's behind him. Ball's played down. Alisson will get there in time. No, he won't. Well, it was a clever little back heel by Longstaff, but Alisson was in a good position and Longstaff was on a very, very tight angle.
Yeah.
And for once this afternoon, perhaps the ball bounced kindly a little bit for Liverpool.
Yeah, you've done well there, Alisson. Came out, closed the handle down. Longstaff didn't really have much to it, did he, except a back heel effort.
Alisson trying to get Nunez behind the defence. Bounces off Harvey Elliott now with Mo Salah. Salah trying to get Nunez in again. He's behind the defence. Darwin Nunez scores again! He's got 2 since coming on, and he might have sealed this game for Liverpool. Terrific finish. Terrific pass by Mo Salah. And Nunez, well, if we wanted to know what he was all about, we've seen it this afternoon here at St James's Park. That's another terrific finish, and it's Newcastle 1, Liverpool 2.
Well, it's almost in the same position, isn't it? Liverpool got lucky in midfield. There was a little deflection off Harvey Elliott. Then when the ball was played forward to Nunez, ran onto it, exactly the same position, inside right. Pope came out, smashed it past him, no problem. Brilliant finish again. What a turnaround. We did wonder whether the game was over, but you said it, Derek, there might be a sting in the tail, and there certainly has. And it's gone Liverpool's way, and it's brilliant from Darwin Nunez.
I think he scored here last season as well, didn't he? That 2-0 victory as well.
Yeah. I mean, you get grounds sometimes that you really enjoy playing at. You can see what it means to him. Look at that lovely show of emotion. That's what he's all about. That's what he can do.
Yeah, he looked for the offside flag. It wasn't there.
And what a result!
Just timed his run perfectly.
Oh, what a result! 10 men.
Well,
1-0 down and 10 men to come back. When was the last time Newcastle lost? Did you say, Derek? When they've been a goal up?
Well, yes. Let's not count chickens just yet, but yeah, they've not lost at home in a league game with Eddie Howe in charge. There come Liverpool again on the break, and it's Jota this time. Salisbury on the far post. Diogo Jota inside the penalty area.
Do you need to go in the box?
Well, he's played it back, but as you say, he could have run inside and made them challenge him, couldn't he?
Yeah.
Now Trent going down the right-hand touchline.
Get what you can, Trent. Get what you can.
He's got himself a throw.
Brilliant play. Brilliant play. And you can see what that means to him as well. Look at him geeing up the Liverpool fans. He's had a bit of stick this afternoon, Trent, and he's coped with it all, and he hasn't let it affect him.
No, he's had a difficult afternoon, but he's come through it.
And he's given it back to the Newcastle fans, so fair play to him.
Throw taken now with Diogo Jota, drills the ball and it's past everybody.
Don't know about that.
And now a chance for Newcastle. It's just one ball forward. Joe Gomez, he just misses the challenge. Wilson's got behind him. Liverpool players getting back. Andy Robertson is there. That's no foul.
Yeah, there's enough bodies there, wasn't there?
And Robertson down the near touchline. That wasn't good from Andy Robertson. It's out for a throw.
Well, we've played the 5 minutes.
We have played the 5 minutes. It's
off the referee got left.
John Brooks now. He's given a free kick, so is this one last chance for them to launch it inside the penalty area, Craig?
Well, that's what they're going to do. It'll be all hands to the deck for Liverpool. This is
Trippier is over the ball.
It'll be a decent delivery in from Kieran Trippier. This will be their last chance. Is Alisson half thinking about it?
Nick Pope's coming up as well.
Yeah.
So surely this is last chance for Newcastle United. Liverpool have been so good to come back in this game. One last defensive move. The referee, people throw themselves about. Longstaff, I think, threw himself to the ground there.
Yeah.
If you back it into people, I mean, what do you expect's going to happen? Liverpool just need to be controlled here, don't they? Concentration, and don't do anything stupid.
Do your job. See it out.
Trippier, we know how good he can be with the set pieces. Curls the ball in. Keeper, I don't know if Pope got his head to it or not, but Alisson let the goal go behind. It's a goal kick.
That will do.
And surely, after this goal kick is taken, that should be enough. The Liverpool fans, well, celebrating behind the goal away towards our left-hand side, and rightly so. I mean, this really has been a statement by Liverpool, I think, in the end this afternoon.
What a performance. Like I said, 1-0 down, go down to 10 men through a really poor decision. Backs against the walls a little bit, everything going against you, and they still come through it.
And I think give credit to the manager, the way he's used his substitutions and changed things around this afternoon, Craig.
Well, he had to, didn't he? Because, the
final whistle, Liverpool have 3 points, and Darwin Nunez is the hero of St James's Park. As far as Liverpool are concerned, everybody off the bench has gone towards him there to celebrate. 0800 731 9333. Reds fans want to give as a call on this one. Nunez's performance off the bench, the performance of the referee as well. I'm sure you'll have something to think about that. But let's forget about the referee and let's talk about what's been an excellent Liverpool performance, really. And they've not been put out of their stride by all the things that have gone against them this afternoon, Craig.
No, they haven't. They've shown brilliant professionalism. They've stuck to their game plan. They would have to be disciplined, because when you get a man sent off, it always unsettles you. It really does unsettle you. But Liverpool didn't let it. They had decisions to go against them. They had all kinds to deal with, and they just stuck to the task and pegged away, stayed in the game. Then when Jurgen made the substitutions, they paid off handsomely. And in Darwin Nunez, what a match winner he was, came off the bench. Really bright, really sharp, 2 brilliant finishes. And I think Liverpool have deserved it. I do. I think they started asking more questions when Jurgen made the substitutions in the second half. They were putting Newcastle under a bit more pressure. Really, Newcastle with 11 men should have seen this game out and kept the ball, but they didn't. Liverpool never let them. It was such a disciplined, well-organised performance. And then, as a manager, when you see that happen, you're so proud of your players, the effort that they've put in. He made some substitutes that we weren't sure about. Diaz coming off, weren't sure about that. But listen, you would never question Jurgen Klopp for what he's done at the football club. Every time he makes a decision, it seems to pay off. The referee there, John Brooks, will be, when he looks at this overall, he'll be relieved that Liverpool have managed to win the game.
Well, I was saying, he'll get away with one in terms of Liverpool's fury, perhaps. I'm sure they won't forget what's happened in terms of that sending off. But and I'm just wondering for Darwin Nunez as well. I mean, he came with a big money. We know what he's good at. Got into lots of positions last season, didn't always fire them into the back of the net. Could that be a big turning point for him here, do you think, this afternoon?
Well, you hope so, don't you? Like I said before, he hasn't seen many minutes this season. He's been on the bench. He must be frustrated himself, must be really frustrated that he hasn't had more minutes, because he knows what he's capable of. We've seen glimpses of what he's capable of, and now he has to do it on a consistent basis. And he's come on today, he scored 2 brilliant goals. He's got the win for his team. Hopefully that now will kickstart his season, because he must get so much confidence from that, and the team must get so much confidence from it as well.
Jurgen Klopp just celebrating with the Liverpool fans in his typical fashion there, and he'll take a lot of pleasure out of this, but he knows what his dressing room is now. There's some big noises in that dressing room have left, and you wonder about the leaders, etc. Well, Liverpool needed leaders, and I think every one of them has been a leader on the pitch for Jurgen this afternoon.
Well, they have. Every one of them's played their part in it, even the lads who've come off the pitch. They must feel on top of the world going in, having coped with what they've coped with. On the other hand, Newcastle will go into that dressing room, and I bet you one or two of them there'll be raised voices.
I've just noticed there as they're coming off, and Andy Robertson just hugging Alisson, and that save at 1-0 in the first half, when Liverpool were down to 10 men. I mean, you forget about that, how brilliant that was in all that's gone on since then, but that was an absolutely amazing save, and at 2-0 it would have been really, really hard for the Reds.
Well, it's almost a match-saving save, because, like you say, if they go 2-0 down at that point, then you would fancy it being game over against 10 men. It was such an incredible save. I'd love to see it back again because it happened so quick. It looked amazing at the time. It looked like you had no right to get it. And that's when you want your keeper, that's why they paid the big money for Alisson, because he does that regularly. When he has to make big saves, he does. And that's the sign of a world-class goalkeeper. And he is world-class. Absolutely phenomenal save. Kept the team in it. And then allowed the other lads to do what they do. Because heads could have went down. If they were 2-0 up there, 2-0 down, their heads would have went down, and he would have found it really difficult to go up. But him making that save was just unbelievable.
Thanks very much to Craig Hignett, sticking around. 0800 731 9333. I want to give Craig a call and talk about a famous victory for Liverpool here. That's 3 seasons in a row. They've never won 3 in a row here at St James's Park, but they've done it this afternoon. Liverpool behind on 25. Trent's mistake. Gordon threw on goal to slip it past Alisson to make it 1-0. 3 minutes later, Virgil van Dijk straight red for a challenge on Isak outside the penalty area. We didn't think it was a straight red. What did you think? But then Liverpool, after that great save by Alisson, making sure it was only 1-0 at half-time, the second half they kept their shape, they kept in the game, and then Darwin Nunez off the bench. 10 minutes from time, terrific finish after he timed it in really well and drilled it past Nick Pope. And then deep in stoppage time, Salah with a pass, again Nunez onside, timed it perfectly, great finish again. And you can probably hear behind me now, the Liverpool fans are celebrating on their way out. The Newcastle fans going home very, very quiet indeed. The final score at St James's Park, Newcastle United 1, Liverpool 2.
Merseyside Sports.
BBC Radio Merseyside.